Welcome to Celestial Channel Chat, episode 5. Welcome, one and all. Thank you all for your patience. Bam, gotcha. And yeah, I hope you're ready for another fascinating episode. I just realized that my partner and I actually feel these shifts like right before we go on and talk, and so like think the things that we're about to talk about or crazy energy we experience first before we share with y'all. And trust me when I say this is definitely going to trigger a lot for you. But before I go more into that, I would like to introduce my partner in this show, Sharon. How are you doing though? What's
I'm
fun?
here. Greetings. Yeah, what's popping indeed? Oh, gosh. How's everyone doing tonight? How's everyone doing today? Yeah, you there's going to be some triggers and activations. I can guarantee. I can guarantee that. Oh yeah.
It was when you were explaining what you were doing right now and before it just kind of hit me right when I started the episode. I was like, oh, we kind of like transmute the energy before we kind of go in through it. I don't know, but all I know is like before this episode, for sure, like I felt like I was walking through a dream right now, and like really
Yeah.
really stepping more into the portal, the 2020 portal, but not just the 2020 portal, like a literal dream state. And
I feel like it was like stronger. That's what it feels like. You know what it's like every time when you and I connect, like right before we're going to connect live or anything like that, it feels like something pushing and pulling it together. That's what it feels like. You know what I mean? And it's like I literally can feel my body is in another direction with other things happening, and then my mind and everything else is just accelerating every time. Before, there's always something supernatural that's happening every time. That's how I feel.
it's especially every day. Yeah, it's like it's almost as if like my events sync as well to like when this talk is happening. Even before I spoke, I was like, okay, I can feel my energy on the verge of like triggering, and I can tell talking with Sharon is going to trigger that. And
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's
every time, seriously.
Yeah, and it's gonna activate something. Like something's gonna be activated. Like I never know what. Every time when you say, "What should we talk about?" and I'm like, I don't know. I'm at a blank, and then the next thing you know, I get a floodgate of information and stuff just flowing through me, like literally hours before. Then my body is like synchronizing with the signs and the messages just before we're getting ready to go on. And then I told you also, I asked you that question before we came on. You know, towards I was like, I'm trying to understand.
That really just like exploded something
just,
in me.
just threw me off.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It just literally threw me off. So, but anyway, that's how it goes. So anyway, um, we have a surprise for you guys later on during the talk. I know the last talk that we had literally went, greetings everyone. It went 4 hours and 40 minutes, and it was the fourth episode. So
Yeah,
that was
that was
no
that
one
was
said,
wild.
yeah, yep, yep. And I spirit did tell me that it was going to be a long one. Just be prepared. It was going to be a long one. So I'm looking forward to what you guys will get with the surprise. And I wanted to go back to a little bit what last week with what happened when Mike and I had connected. When we were delayed with the timing, and how interesting that we still end up coming back to that this 9 o'clock hour. So it's like they're telling me like something is still happening cosmically to do with 2020. And if you think about twos and twos, it's like that's what's that vibration and balancing energy with between all of us. And
Mm.
it's like something is just magnetically pulling us together, with everything that we're manifesting. But in between all of it, you're really going to be feeling. so much stuff that's going to still be repeating in your energetic field. Okay, so this week for myself, what happened is I was still like having to be even more in my power. I had to be, some of you may have felt like you had to cuss off more people or cuss off somebody that has been irritating or annoying to you, and just being even in your greater power. And it's a part of the cycle of what we are, again, pushing through the elements of, like people who still want to hold on to old belief systems, ideas, thoughts. It could even be your twin flame. It could be, somebody you work with. It could be anybody that they're holding on to these old energies. And, it's like, stay steadfast into what you know and believe is true for you without compromising yourself. And if you have to take it cosmically, take it cosmically. You know what I mean? That's how we have to do it. You sleeping or you high?
I'm gonna be, but
Meditating?
I'm meditating. I'm gathering
Okay,
my.
okay. Okay, great. Yes, like maintaining the boundaries and and all that stuff. So I realized that when Mike and I were connecting before we went live, I think I did mention that I had sent the email to him, give me 15 minutes, and he also said the same thing, 15 minutes, okay? So what Spirit showed me after the fact, because I know I can talk for freaking hours and hours. And then even after, I'm still getting messages, more messages and more messages. So what was shown to me was that there's something that's connecting us, and an even greater balance between the masculine and feminine energy. So I embody a lot of the divine feminine energy, but I still have the divine masculine energy. And then Mike also, he embodies the divine masculine energy, and he also embodies the divine feminine. But some of us have more of it on a percentage than the other. But everything is still continuously integrating. So what they show me is that the way how I was, where I was in New York and Mike was in Nevada, at the same simultaneous, precise timing, we were doing the same thing in the vehicle driving, typing on our phones at the same time, connecting consciously to things. And so, one of the things I know is so important is to keep remembering how much more we're bringing in things cosmically more than the physical stuff that you're seeing and experiencing in your physical world. And I know we tend to get carried away at times and get caught up in the physical things and how it makes you feel and what this person says and what this person does. But it's very important to still remember cosmically, we are bringing in greater elements of energy that we're, really embodying on earth. You see what I'm saying? And to be in a greater awareness of this and what it's doing. So I had a session with someone today, and I asked her. I did tell her I was going to mention her today, and so with something that she was, that she's experiencing. And for several weeks that I've been, in contact with her, with sessions and stuff, the same repeating things have been happening with her and her twin. And what happened is I told her that she was in a sort of a loop with him, because there's some who may feel that they're stuck in certain energies of things that are repeating, okay, in what they do, whether it's always tied to something karmic, a person, a place, or something like that. And so I told her, I said, the way how you can move through it is by shifting your thoughts about the experience, and shifting your belief systems, and pushing through from whatever has existed before when it comes to the, whether it's a friendship and all that stuff. So, and the perception that we have when it comes to friendships and love and so on and so forth. So it's like, what I realized is that before, it was where I had mentioned before, where it can take up to 24 to 48 hours when you're shifting with something. And then it kind of like, because it's a shared energy with someone, that it's like it's starting to catch up closer and closer. So if you all notice, we're already at the end of May. And so they're showing me how much more things are speeding up faster and faster and faster. It's like literally trying to catch up to yourself. And then it's like everything is coming up where everything's happening all at once. You have 5, 6, 7 more things to do. And so I was laughing with her, because I want to give a shout out to all the moms out there, because I'm only putting this in a specific category as mothers, because I'm a mom, And earlier, before I did the session with her, I told her I was cussing things with my kids because they were arguing over who I've spent more money on and whatever, whatever. And I told them their older brother I did. And I said, shut the fuck up. I said, he counts. And he said, no, he don't count. I said, yes, he does count. Okay. I spent more money on your motherfucking ass with something or whatever. So we were laughing and they were so loud. And we get really loud and we troll each other. And so I think to myself, and I said, oh my God, look at what you have to go through as a mother. And you're going through the ascension. You're going through, things happening with your body. Some of you might be, it doesn't matter what age, where you're having the heat come with your body. It's like, what the fuck is this? Is this hot flashes or is this ascension? And then there's times when you feel like you can't eat, then you want to eat. And then you're going through the headaches, or you might have the ears ringing. And then you have your children that are also going through stuff themselves as well. So I wanted to talk, a little bit about that too as well, with the kids and what they go through. You also have animals that are going through ascension with you as well. You see what I'm saying? And something is affecting you in some way from a cosmic level and a physical level. And it's to understand what it means for you, in regards to your path, whether it is an individual or with someone else that you're sharing this connection with. And when you're sharing this connection with someone else, you might feel like you're crazy because you are still experiencing and feeling something that person that you're connected to, that you may not necessarily have any contact with them, but it is real and it is a part of this process. And what they're showing me is that so much of this energy is just breaking down that old energy, but we're also bringing up the new energy and creating that newer space. This is where the freedom comes in from a greater cosmic level. We're birthing a new cycle. So as we get closer and closer towards they showed me when we go into Cancer, I think was that June 21st or something. And even more so, what's standing out greater is the masculine energy, because as we go into Father's Day and moving into that energy through Father's Day, Mars is in Cancer, how we're connecting, with our feelings and thoughts and the perceptions we have when it comes to relationships, friendships. Is it okay for a man to go on a date with a female that's just a friend? Are or is people still going to hold stigma as to say, well, oh, they must be dating. Oh, they must be, you know what I'm saying? Or vice versa, the other way around. There's a lot of females too that feel that they would love to have a male that they can talk to from a conscious level, and it doesn't mean it involves sex. And this is bringing this free energy to be able to connect to each other from that space as well. So meanwhile, at the bat station, you're still going through the process of raising children, or you could be pregnant. That's even more stuff that's going on energetically with you. What they wrote in scriptures is, woe unto the mothers who are experiencing these things during the ascension time frame and pregnant at the same time, because when you're pregnant, you're emotional, and it's so much emotional triggers that are going on right now on a greater level. I mean, I've been hearing people coming to me telling me, oh, I had to cuss this one out. This one cussed me out. Honor your feelings if you have to cuss somebody out. I cuss out my kids too. We cuss out each, they don't cuss back at me because they'll knock them out.
Yeah.
But we keep it real, and we keep it very real. And they go through their ascension stuff, and still with my kids, they reflect me on so many levels, but they still maintain their own individuality. So one of the things too I wanted to also talk about, I might be going all over the place because that's how spirit does it, is to address when we were talking about last week, just to go over it just a little bit more, for those females especially who may have conceived a child or had a miscarriage, or if they had an abortion and so on and so forth. The reason why I had brought it up last week, because there's some of you that might be holding a frequency of guilt, shame, fears, dogma, all of these things from the past life, or the present life. And when the time comes that if you do get, conceive this child, of course things are changing, where how it's important to think about the relationship that you develop with the person that you are going to engage, we're going to start having conscious sexual activity. Whereas it's not just going to bed with someone, having sex. And it goes both ways. So I'm not saying that it's just subjected to the females, but there's just a difference with how we process the things that we go through with our bodies, and then also dealing with this from an ascension level. Okay. And um when I was talking about my own experience as far as when I conceived my daughter, this was my daughter. It was like an immaculate conception, and I had spoken about my son who was born before her. Okay, that's Brandon. And it was Brandon that I had the experience where his soul entered into my womb space. I was talking about in the permanent status, not because the soul goes in and out. Because I even thought about it, I said, shit. When I was in, when my mother conceived me, I know for sure there's no way I was gonna want to stay in her womb space when I had my more freedom outside of her. Okay, I know that. So I can just feel that that would be kind of true, that the energy of the soul of that the fetus, the child, would not come in fully permanently until and the energy of the child would be just in and out until when that stage comes to when the mother's going to give birth. That it will happen at the end stage during the 9-month period or 8-month period or whatever. Okay, because when I conceived my daughter, her soul spoke to me, told me, which you'll hear more about in the book, and it's hilarious. Okay, she came to me and said, it's time. She said, it's time, mommy. And I was like, really? And then boom, there you go. Like, it happened. Okay. And then weeks later, I had a dream that this lady who was also a seer, she said, oh, Sharon, you know that you're pregnant and you're going to be pregnant. I'm like, really? When? And she said, soon. I said, how soon? She said, very soon. And then within the 2 days after that, I was sick like a dog. Bam, there you go. So it's like, there is something to know on a cosmic level with how we are when it comes to conceiving, because even in the future, the way we conceive is not going to be the same either. So let go of all of that stuff anyway with how things have happened before, because everything to who we are, what we're bringing forth, is not the same. And if you keep holding on to attachments, what somebody else says, how they worded it, when they said it, how they said it, you're just going to, allow yourself to stay stuck in that space, and instead of being able to move forward to what can be changed and different now. I already have predicted what was shown to me, and it started happening already, where there are a lot of females who are going to be conceiving during the time frame as we get closer and closer to 2020. There are even other planets where females conceive on their own, where the merge is merging of the soul, and then they create life. You see, because we're all creating something. We're creating something within ourselves as we continue to move through these shifts and through these changes. And so the way how conception is going to be, that even if you don't have a womb, or even if you only have one uterus, or even if you don't have a uterus, then they have uterus implants that are taking place now. You see, all I know is Spirit says there's no age limit to this either. So you could be in your 60s, you could be in your 70s. Okay. Spirit showed me there are going to be so many, because we are templating new energy on Earth, and there are so many of these star seeds, which is made up of either the diamond crystalline children. Some of them are connected to like the 10th dimensional, 11th dimensional, 12th dimensional consciousness. Okay, and most of them are coming in pairs of masculine, feminine energy, masculine, male, female energy, because there's so many variables, with all of this. Some of you will have dreams where they're already communicating with you. Do you see what I'm saying? If you don't want to conceive, it doesn't mean that you're going to, but then again, whatever is written and destined, that's what it's going to be. That's all I know. And even if it may seem impossible, it is still happening, because these star seeds are coming in to bring in the new energy of what Earth is going to be, and not how it is now. These children are coming in to also facilitate the ones that are already here, because the way how the child is conceived, like in this time frame, is nothing compared to when they're going to be conceived in the next 2 years. Those children that are coming in the next 2 years are going to be on a higher frequency. They're also going to be coming in a greater knowing. They're going to start being on their own from the age of 11, 12 years young. And it's not where there's a limit to the age, like 18, and you got to be, this to get permission. It's like everything is just going to be coming in differently, cosmically and physically on the Earth. And it's going to come across as a revolution, okay, or a rebellion. That's how it's going to come across. So my children, of course, who I am as an Aquarian, I know there's different elements to parenting, and for me as an Aquarian, and the way how I parent my children is I give them their freedom, but they also have to honor me as I honor them. And I tell them the truth. So I know some of you may have children that they may not be aware of what you're going through spiritually, and it might be difficult to talk, but I can tell you this: they know already. So don't hide it from them. Speak the truth and tell them. You may not be able to, even if you don't tell them everything in details, they still know. They're not stupid. They still know. They still can feel. It doesn't even matter what age. When I talk to, even to my own, my little granddaughter, she understands everything that I'm saying to her. She's just the shit. She's just 2 years young, and she act like like she's 15 already. Okay, and it's like they come in with a greater knowing of themselves. Like, I'm the shit. Don't tell me what you think. And even if you don't let them do what they want to do, guess what? They're gonna go behind your back. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it anyway. Okay, and they're coming in with a greater idea and thoughts, with even when it comes to their education, their gifts, their powers. They chose you as their parents because you are the ones that is opening the doors. Yes, even the rainbow children, opening the doors for them to be their true selves, and also the magic and the power that they're bringing on earth, you see. So for some of them, they may have chosen parents that are not an acceptance of their gifts, and some of you may end up adopting these children, because they show me that some of these children will be adopted. Some of them are also going to be mediums, and being able to see and foresee things. Listen and pay attention to them, because they have so many messages to share, so many things to bring forth, with what true unconditional love is, and so on and so forth. So I wanted to put that out there, when it comes to the children, and what they have to say, because what they told me, Spirit told me, is that the time's up. Time's up. It's like the adults have had their chance for things to change on earth, and now things are changing, shifting cosmically now, where these children are coming in with these greater gifts of sight, wisdom, honor. They're coming in the energy of that inner balance of masculine and feminine, and how to bring it together with a greater power, with nothing to do with the age, nothing to do with their age or anything like that. So that's very exciting. We also have the animals, the pets. Okay, I have a friend of mine. She's also on this path. Her cat passed away. Uh, Transition day before yesterday, I think it was. And literally before that happened, her neighbor across the street dog literally got run over by a car, and he died instantly. I predicted and told her that her cat was going to transition since December. Some of you may have pets that are also going through this ascension cycle with you. And these pets are also in place to help you with what is shifting dynamically, in not only to do with your personal journey, but the entire region of where you are located. It is not just about you. This is also about remembering that the animals have chosen to incarnate with you, to embody these energies, to help for you to transmute through all the elements as well. And yes, you're going to go through the grieving process, the pain and all that stuff, but it also plays a part with the ascension. It plays a role in what is being held with them, because that happened to me with my cat about, I don't remember, I think it was back in 2006 or 8, I don't remember, but anyway, I had her from she was a kitten. She eventually just got sick. She was just taking in all this energy. She developed a tumor. I did Reiki on her and all that stuff. But then when the time came that she had to transition, and she told me she was going to come back. She came to me in a dream and told me she was going to come back. So yes, I had telepathy with her. And I even had a past life regression with her one Christmas day, or on Christmas time frame. And she sat there on the couch. And all of a sudden, I started to go in a trance, and I was speaking in these ancient tongues and everything. And she started to come through to me and started to give me all these messages. And she told me that she was with me back in Egypt and everything. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize that she had incarnated with me again. And she told me that she came through to be with me, to help me through my ascension process. And when she was starting to transition, everything around me started to break down. The roof was breaking down. The bathroom was leaking, phone filling up. All these things start to happen as you're going through this process. So even Yeah, even spiders have come to me with messages, birds, but even your own pets, they're here to assist with your ascension process. And they also represent what opens up as a portal also for you and who you're connected to and the people that are in that area where you live. That's the most important thing to remember, the area where you are residing. And sometimes while that part of that cycle might come to a close, you're going to probably end up having to move into another area where you're going to be opening up another portal. So just bear in mind again for why you have your pets that might be transitioning, and it will be painful, yes, but they are serving their purpose for what they're here to do with what's happening on the planet. Okay, so I wanted to get that message out there as a reminder for what purposes that they serve, for us and for everyone that is going through this process, and what it means for you, what it means for your path. Because what was interesting is that 2 days before her cat transition, she had a dream to do with her twin, and it had to do with his stomach being distended. And she said that she felt like if something was happening to him, and I said, well, if something's happening to him, something's still happening to you. So you might be at a place again where you're feeling good and you're at peace and all that stuff. And I said to her that, well, spirit is telling me there's something to do with emotional, with what you have, something more deeper within you to look at. Because sometimes we may look and say, oh, I'm fine, I've healed through this and this is okay. But no matter what, if you're sharing this energy with someone else, guarantee you 1000% something's happening dynamically on both sides. And so what ended up happening is that after she had the dream, I looked it up with her to explain to her what it said to do with her, the stomach being distended, and it has to do with the emotions that are being held inside. And next thing you know, the dog, like I said, passed away, got hit by the car. And she also had a dream to do with the dog, that she was holding a dead dog in her arms. And then, so what I'm telling you this is that follow the yellow brick road, follow the patterns of what's showing up in your reality from the dream state, whether you are in contact with who you're connected to. Because the next stage was that because the cat transition, it broke her down. And guess what? All of her emotions started to come out. So you see, even the animals, again, they are assisting you when it comes to your ascension process. And again, the entire region of people around you that are becoming awakened, you see? So be mindful again of the greater cause, or the greater reason cosmically, that everything that you experience is not just what's happening in the physical, but that we're here to demonstrate the connection to the other side. We're opening up more bridges. We're opening up things on a quantum level with what it means to connect to yourself and this person or another person, to source energy, to your galactic family. Okay, because they're also coming in more and more and more. You see what I'm saying? And all of this again plays a role in how much are you trusting what is being shown to you with everything, even through the transitions that are happening, whether it's through a family pet or a loved one, or the birds or the insects, because see, what ended up happening is she didn't realize something that existed with her daughter, with anxiety, that her twin also has. And so I was able to see that energy and how it relates. And I said, see, it showed up through the dream first, 2 days before, then the transition of the animals, and then she had to break down through her pain, and to see again cosmically what does it mean for the animals and the children to open up the door for what we're here to look at. Again, remember, we're looking at energy. Don't take it personal. We're observing, not judging, observing. Keep staying as much in that observation space of observing the energy and what it means for you, your family, either it's that person's family. Is there someone to let go of or something to let go of, and where you're holding it so tightly, and time to let go? This process of letting go, it just goes deeper and deeper and deeper, layers and layers. And truly it's about really letting go and not dictating how you think the outcome should be. And yes, you're going to be angry. It's okay if you get angry, because some of us have been pushing through anger, or acknowledge the anger, acknowledge the frustration. Because me personally, me tired of having to explain things to people. I don't go there anymore. Or some of us are tired of having to push through. How much times are we going to keep transmuting and pushing through and this and that and on, you know what I mean? And that's why I allow myself to try to divert to physical things for myself, so that way I don't have to think about it. And then when it happens, because this is that part of ourselves and how we're able to master through these elements. You see what I'm saying? And where we don't have to take it too personal. So anyway, I just wanted to say that so far what was shown to me, and I wanted to share that with you, because we're all doing this together with freeing up these energies to create greater manifestations, and where we're bringing all these cosmic relationships and relating to each other on the physical plane, and also the etheric plane. So, all right, Mike, that's what
Very well said. Very well.
Thank you.
Well, you really hit home without saying, the purpose of this chat that we do, because to explain the 2020 portal, I'm gonna have to talk about 2024. Sharon right now is low key ingraining divine codes in your consciousness to prepare you for this 2020 portal, and to prepare you for the new dawn in 2024, when we step into Pluto and Aquarius. And every Aquarius is low-key doing this, but Sharon is a representative of divine wisdom, which is why she's very much so a pure channel, because all the knowledge, divine knowledge, the knowledge that she expresses and produces comes from the highest divine level. And so if you think about, it's Gemini season right now, and the moon is in Aquarius, she's literally tapping in that moon in Aquarius energy. And then as a Gemini, right, I'm the messenger on the bottom ground that's taking all the knowledge that Sharon is channeling from the higher realms and the frequencies. Sharon is emitting a literal frequency, and when you're listening to her, you're taking in that frequency right now, and it's happening through my Gemini channel, so that it can literally filter all this knowledge directly to you. And this is what's important about this, because Neptune is in Pisces. So especially those of you with Sagittarius energy and Pisces energy, that like the Uranus and Taurus right now is what's making something as mundane as just like speaking on a live video a part and parcel of this incredibly complex system. Because if you think about how complex this is, we're literally powering this with electricity. You're like states away from me, but there's 200 other people focusing their energy and intent on us really pulling in this energy right now, which is supernatural. Some people will look at this and see it as mundane, but it's supernatural. And like, this is kind of the difference between people who get it and people who don't. So Neptune and Pisces is thinning the veil so much. It's starting to show you through duality, to the point where Sharon literally could spend the rest of this episode talking about peanut butter and jelly, wiener dogs, and like literally just keep blabbing, blah, blah. Sharon can literally speak in her light language and not make any human sense or speak English. Mm-hmm. And the purpose of this talk is still going to be fulfilled, to where just her emitting her frequency, just her like literally speaking, is channeling this Aquarius energy and giving it to you. That this is what we're doing. Like, we're doing magic in front of your face. So you're going to listen to what we're saying, and we're going to really break down cosmic messages for 2020, because I'm going to break down this 2020 portal right now. But I want you to really tap in to what's happening behind the scenes, like read between the lines, and really see how like you're filtering this Aquarius moon energy. And just by listening and taking part of our frequency, this is a ritual, and you're going to find incredible shifts that are occurring just by watching this video, no matter when you watch it. Because I'm going to say it one more time. Mercury is on the sun in Gemini, and then the moon's in Aquarius. So we're really literally like bridging in this galactic energy right now. And it makes you wonder, why is this happening? Well, we're walking through a 2020 portal. So in order to break down the 2020 portal, please please comment a fire sign emoji if you really understood the metaphysics of what I broke down and if you're excited, because this is where shit gets super fun.
Real.
So we
Yep.
need to talk about 2024. If you think about the realm that Sharon exists in right now, which is totally high, where she can see energies and she just knows certain things. Not this represents the Aquarian and Piscean awareness, which not everyone is there, myself included. Like I even have my limits, you know what I mean? But this is amazing because over the course of several decades, humanity has reached a place to where we can finally venture into this territory that we've seen as myth for so long. So we need to think about 2020, because in the era of 2020, Pluto is going to be at the tail end of Pluto's going to be in Aquarius. It's going to be at the tail end of Capricorn. Neptune's going to be ready to move into Aries, and then Uranus is going to be ready to move into Gemini. Not a coincidence. Donald Trump is going to have another term. I know Hillary is rerunning for president, but I'm pretty sure Trump is going to get a second term. I'm not in favor of Trump or Hillary. I'm just really speaking as far as like prophecy and the way energy works, because dude has a North Node in his 10th house, and
Isn't Marianne Williamson also running too, Mike?
I had no idea.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But it's like, regardless of who wins, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024 are here to get your conscious awareness in line to step through the new dawn, 2024 and beyond into 2025. So basically, you know where you draw energy from. Guys, the presence of higher celestial beings, telepathy, these supernatural psychic abilities that are weaving and integrating your way into everyday experience. You're going to step into 2024 and you're going to see them. You're going to interact with them. This is going to be real. It's an augmented reality that's making complete and total sense, because the knowledge of this has been constructed. Saturn will have been past Aquarius and Pisces, which literally paves the way. This is new knowledge, advancements in technology that allows us to experience things and make sense scientifically of stuff that we thought was spiritual the whole time. And it's going to be so amazing. And then Pluto is going to enter here. And this is where we now have that intensity of fixed knowledge, to where we start to really see the advancements of artificial intelligence and like see ghosts and explain the frequency vibrational phenomena of past.
It's exactly right. We're going to see ghosts. We're going to see also galactic family as well, and interacting with them, because I already said before that their presence have been known around me, and they have visited me many times and infusing all this energy through me with the knowledge and stuff like that. And the knowledge is coming through from many, many ways, just to let you know.
They have to go through Aquarius. Spirits and ghosts have to go through Scorpio and Aquarius. So a lot of Scorpios don't know that they can command dark spirits. I went to a ceremony a long time ago, and there was a Scorpio woman who took part of the ceremony, and she was freaked out because she saw demons marching across the place. And just that very day, I had channeled beforehand, before I even met her, that, oh yeah, Scorpios are dark lords and lordesses. Like, they command demons, like dark spirits follow them. That's their legions. And so a lot of Scorpios who've been influenced by light think that, oh, they're demons, they should be afraid. And it's like, no, that's who you command. Whereas Aquarius commands celestial forces and beings. So this stuff isn't going to be mystery anymore. And you're going to see the mainstream dumb it down. You're going to see the mainstream kind of like try and make it not as celestial as it is. They're going to try and use scientific jargon and lingo to make it like, see, it's not spiritual, it's scientifically blah blah. But
to dumb it down.
And this is where you need to believe yourself, because you're having firsthand experience. And in the age we're headed into, if you let people, they're going to diagnose you, they're going to label you, they're going to take your superpower, and they're going to say you're bipolar. They're going to say that it's something that it needs to be suppressed. Except the younger generation is going to be like, bullshit, and it's about to be a riot. It's about to be a whole riot, and that's going to be 2020 to 2024. Because 2024 is when we step into the new dawn, and it's like, whoa, like knowledge is showing itself to us. But there's a whole bridge by then. If you notice, if Trump gets reelected for president, there's going to be a riot. There's a civil war brewing.
You know what, Mike? When he won the first time, I have never heard so much ghost in all my life. When I say ghost, everybody went ghost. It was silent. It was quiet. And it was like all this sadness, depression, everything. And I'm like, oh, well, you know, and still another thing, too, that was shown to me is that eventually we govern ourselves. There will be no government system
There's going to be
what's in place.
there's going to be a temporary state of anarchy. Whether Trump wins or loses, that's how iconic his presence is. Whether he wins or loses, there is an incredible rebellion that's going to happen right under our nose. And you either know it or you don't. Like some people
don't know it.
There are people who don't read astrology. They don't know. They like the stars are telling you like it's about to be a civil war, world civil war all around the world. But like if you don't read the stars, you don't have to read the stars. You can just look at different civilizations right now. Go to Syria, go to the Middle East, go to places in America. Like everyone around the world is starting to regiment their factions. It's leading into guild wars. People aren't pledging allegiances to territories as much as it is to groups now. And like shit is about to pop off. There's a whole general populace that doesn't know. And then there's populaces that are starting to gather their resources. Like there's definitely just like resentment and pockets of energy. And it's not necessarily even a bad thing. Things like this happen. But like the whole facet of 2020 to 2024 is to literally what's going to happen 2020 to 2024. Saturn's going to finish out a cycle from Capricorn to Pisces. Neptune's going to get ready to move into Aries. All these big planets are going to get ready to shift. So this is the 2020 portal. Once again, from 2020 to 2024. This is where you're going to be introduced to metaphysical concepts that are no longer abstract because now they're a part of your reality. Now it's like, damn, telepathy isn't something that just happens to me every now and then. Now it's a daily part of my reality. And some people are already aware of it. Some people are coming into awareness of it. And, you know, the whole facet of seeing energies and integrating it from 2020 to 24 is going to prepare you for 2024, which is going to be living life in an advanced 5D way. You're getting prepared to shift 3D as base from 5D as base.
5D in the physical sense. Yes. And just know that 2020 is already here. So please don't subject yourself to looking on the calendar because this is how quickly, because they told me that things are speeding up so much like the speed of light. And look at yourselves as this light. You are this light, and your body is trying to catch up again to how quickly things are just moving forward. You see what I'm saying? In a powerful way. And it's like no more dumbing down with who you are and what we're bringing forth cosmically. Do you see what I'm saying? So even if you find yourself speaking, you know, this light language, don't hold back. Do not hold back. You see, because what you're doing is you're activating the greater things that are out there cosmically for you to connect to as you're creating a new grid that is now starting to manifest in your physical reality. You see what I'm saying? And you're not alone. If you need someone to talk to and speaking in those, just give me a call.
and see, like, I kind of want to break that down because, like, you literally are like one of the most perfect people to talk to because everything that we as humanity is preparing us, is returning to what you represent. It's returning to your source. It's literally bringing, because we have to take into critical analysis the flow of energy from the 50s, from the late 1800s. This was bringing in energy from the lower realms where Pluto was in Aries. So now that the outer planets are cycling in the higher areas, this is the part of our cycle where we're coming into grand awareness of everything happening in our solar system, in our universe with trillions of galaxies, and the presence of different Earths and aliens, which exist as higher frequencies that could literally just possess you with a thought, a concept, a belief, a psychological malady, and being aware of these. So this 2020 portal is Gemini season to Sagittarius season. If you think about it, from Gemini season to Sag season, we're stepping into the portal out of the spirit, Pisces, into reality, Virgo, which is going to now start to assimilate and completely release for good the old
templates. Yes.
Old relationship templates, old career templates. Some of you feel restless. Your souls and spirits are like, why am I still working for when I have manifestation power that allows me to like completely live free of all these rules? And you feel very contradicted in your soul because it's like, why am I using my manifestation powers to assist and put myself in a system that's not allowing me to be free. And some of you feel really weird because it's almost as if you're having to like break out of some of the constructs that you were taught you had to support and stay in. And this is all part of the bubbling rebellion, because you're going to only, like, there's a huge, okay, so that's what I'm saying. This 2020 portal is starting now, because once we step out of Sagittarius season, we're stepping out of the 2020 portal into 2020, even though it's here right now. Like Sharon was 100% right. Like, we're in the 2020 energy. Once we step out of Sagittarius into 2020, we have the eclipse in Capricorn season. Bam, you're being set off to really your place in this galactic war and in this universe, in this world, and really setting off your legacy to prepare for Saturn to come into Aquarius, and you start to develop and construct new knowledge in your neural pathways, which will manifest in new communities, new knowledge you ingest. But I mean, every single month of the rest of this year is going to be super iconic, and it starts now. And this Gemini season is opposite Jupiter in Sagittarius. It's square Neptune in Pisces. So for the first time, Jupiter in Sagittarius is going to finally show you all this magical, mystical energy that's been happening behind the scenes, as it was ushered in with Uranus and Jupiter in Neptune. And then it went out, and now it's in Sagittarius, and it's going to finally show you what's been going on. Gemini is an initial base awareness to how you're going to start to think, because the truth is being revealed, and you're starting to understand the real dynamics of what's going on in your friendships, the real dynamics of how you're actually experiencing these signs, which is why this Celestial Channel Chat episode is so important, because Sharon is literally filling you in with the Aquarius moon knowledge right now, and then filtering it down in this Gemini channel for this to be made real in your reality. Then we're stepping into Cancer season, and everyone around the world is about to be bestowed with ridiculous amounts of power, especially those of you who have Jupiter in Cancer, because the North Node's in Cancer, and it's going to take power from Saturn and Pluto out the South Node and bestow you with literal superpowers that's preparing you for Capricorn season, where you've developed these superpowers over the next 6 months. And I mean, I could tell like certain people take what I say as superpowers, and they feel like I'm really just some kid talking about you're gonna manifest superpowers like you see in the movies. And certain lower dense, slower vibrations can listen to what I say and kind of think that I mean something more extravagant than it is, when it's
really simple. It's really simple.
When I say supernatural ability, though, I seriously mean like supernatural ability. Like, it's literally just going to pop up in your face. But most people are so unaware, they don't realize how it happens.
Yes.
You're not looking at something that's just going to pop up. You're going to really be aware of an influence and force that has been in your face since birth.
Since creation, actually. I mean, because either way, the way you get back to your powers with all of this cosmically, because it's really all the elements of all the astrological signs that's moving through you, and it's moving through all your chakras. And what happens is whatever you have coming up against you, what you call coming up against you, is actually for you. So when you realize that and you have a greater awareness that is really for you, guess what happens? You empower yourself greater to another notch. And it's almost like telling them to fuck off. That's it.
And you have to understand, like, people like Sharon who have high awareness, and I love using Sharon as an example, because you're literally one of the people who represent like the highest awareness, having that Pisces moon to where you're comfortable just speaking in light language, knowing that some people won't get what that means. Like, that's such a high level of awareness that's seen as crazy and strange. So you have to understand, there are people with low levels of awareness. Like, they cannot see into this reality because they're not really even meant to. Not everyone's meant to really see into the deep complexities of psychology like Scorpio is. Not everyone can see into the magic of life like Sagittarius and Gemini can. Not everyone knows things at the deep complexity like Aquarius. So some of you have high awareness, and you're around others with low awareness or who haven't developed high awareness, and now you think you're weird because they don't know how to understand what you're going through. And it's really nothing wrong with them, because they don't have, like, certain people, certain people are like double Aries or double Taurus, you know what I mean? Like energies like that are very fundamental. They definitely know how to like stay grounded and keep things down to earth, but they are not going to have like the sight of Sagittarius. They're not really going to understand things at the level of Aquarius, of Scorpio. So you can kind of deal with certain people whose energies are at a lower level, and they cannot see facets of reality like a Virgo can see into the details. So you can't necessarily expect them to understand, you know, certain facets of magic, occult, science that you represent. The thing that you're walking into is not something that even a majority of human beings will ever understand. When you're dealing with Saturn, when you're dealing with Neptune, when you're dealing with Uranus, these are energies you have to be initiated into. You have to remember, not everybody is initiated. Not everybody passed the test. Not everybody has the capacity to be aware or even learn some of the sacred wisdom and knowledge. This path of spirituality is not about everyone's going to be enlightened, everyone's going to be awakened. We're more woke than you. We're going to be good. No, this is really more so just facilitating life experience. This is why I was saying before, there's some people who don't need to read star charts to know that some shit's popping off. Everybody.
Well, that's me. I don't understand completely about it. I tell people I'm not an astrologer, but if I hear it, like I told somebody, say, "Oh, is your North Node in so and so?" And they're like, "Oh, I don't know." And then they contact me back and say, "Oh, you were right. My North." And it's like, and I'm not an astrologer, but because I could feel what is being said to me through the energy, and still it represents something from what you're leaving from your South Node and moving into your North Node. And many of you are in that capacity right now where you're being pushed to move towards your North Node. And truly, when I say let go, like everything, and really start looking into your chart, start looking into what is aspecting for you. Because I even said to Mike, I said, Mike, you need to do some classes with this. You know, I told my kids, I was like, you know, this is what should be taught in school, because, you know, I don't really give no toots whatsoever. Everybody say, oh, this is not, you don't need to do that. And do you know that that means that you're doing something else? Shut up. Okay, there's a meaning to this. Whether or not you want to label it as a science or something, every single second, even in this second right now, something is aspecting that your body, your mind, your consciousness, subconsciousness, your superconsciousness is responding to. You know what I mean? And within that split second, when you come into that awareness of this or something that is happening at that precise moment, it's like, who are you now? Who are you now? Because I know I'm not the same person I was yesterday, 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, 2 years ago. Do you know what I mean? And what I have moved towards right now that I can say honestly is more freedom. Even if I don't see it in my physical space and I'm seeing trickles of it, what's happening is that I've opened up more space, more energy for more of the other stuff to start coming in faster. That's how I've had to do it, because we've had to keep transmuting and moving through, you know, the energies and whatever is aspecting for that day and that moment, not having any fear around it. You know what I mean? And some people may say, well, it doesn't matter. I don't need to know, because no matter what happens, it's going to happen. But guess what? There's a divine intelligence that comes with this. You see? A divine intelligence that comes with it. And it's greater for you to know what you can expect with what's showing up in your charts and how it relates to you and that person or the next person. You know, I mean, if it matters to you in terms of, because it helps you with what decisions you can make at the moment. And also what Mike was talking about, like there may be some of you that may not be able to see things on a certain level, what you feel. And it doesn't mean that you're less than or anything. All it means is that, can you open up your heart and your mind to connecting with someone that complements you with this? Because we all complement each other in some way. There's some things that I say that I'm good at and I'm not. And there's some things that someone else may complement it with me, or it brings out something in me, or it activates me just as much as I may activate you. And to keep that mindset of where the unity consciousness of that comes in as we continue to collapse the duality. Oh, I'm doing this by myself, and no, this is just for that person. I don't need to be bothered. You know, it's again using your discernment. And can you hear and feel what is showing up for you at this very moment, that is being presented to you as a gift of you becoming greater and greater to your higher self. Do you know how huge? Remember I spoke the last one about, do you know how great you are, your higher self, your soul, how huge your soul is and what it means for you and the planet? Do you see what I'm saying? And not just sit back and just like, oh, well, I'll just wait and see what happens, Oh, I don't need to know, it's not necessary. No, because this is how you bring yourself out of the dark. Okay, out of the darkness, out of the shadow. You look at it and then integrate that part of yourself to see what more can you ignite, because it doesn't stop right here. Can you imagine what's going to happen, Mike, in the next 10 years? Like this true, like the greater avatar? Oh, man.
It all it all starts today, and that's why
Yes.
I honor you so much. Like I really don't want to come off like I'm flattering you, but like you literally
Flattery will get you everywhere. No, I'm just kidding.
Gemini's the best of that. That's why I love Leo friends, because you can flatter Leos all day, and they're like, yes. Keep flattering me. It's all good. But
I wanted to, before you finish your thought, I wanted to tell Jacob said that he doesn't want me to take it the wrong way, that he wants to cuddle on me and take a nap. That's okay. I don't feel no way about that, because it's that nurturing energy that I have. You know what I mean? It's too many of us that have been pushed away from unconditional love, and that it doesn't have to be perceived as something else when you know what I mean? So I just wanted
thirsty.
Yeah.
It's
actually I am. Yeah. I am thirsty. Let me see.
No, you are bad. I know what you mean.
I know. Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't calling you thirsty, but yeah.
I'm a very loving soul, so you know what?
Shout out to Archangel Ariel in the building. So I want to really honor how you as an Aquarius, you're literally bridging this mother universal energy. You're literally giving us the codes of knowledge, because what does today represent? Today represents the knowledge of truth. Do you know the truth? We're literally channeling the truth to you right now. You're going to finish this broadcast and you're going to see the truth of your life. Like everything's going to come through.
All things must be revealed. Yeah.
We're more stimulating this energy, because she's Aquarius, I'm a Gemini. We're literally harnessing this direct. If you're watching this, it's for a reason. I pulled a card right now to ask, how do you best make sense of what's going to occur when this power starts to come through for you? And I got the Two of Pentacles. So I really need to break down why this is such a pivotal activation in this 2020 channel. You are going to spark the on switch. Gemini is being sentient. If you think about it, my soul is a unicorn, my rising sign is a bull, and like I'm very much so like a beast in a certain sense. So what Gemini represents is enlightenment. I'm like a talking horse. My Chinese zodiac is a horse. I'm like a talking horse that is sentient of itself as a horse. Gemini gives you that awareness, like, oh, snap, I'm alive and shit. I'm smelling, I'm kicking, I can think. That's Gemini. That's literally like,
I'm getting a message for you, Mike. I see you as a matador in Spain. I kid you not. Seriously. Yes.
But like
funny.
It's like you have the hardware with Taurus, and then the energy with Leo and Aries, and Gemini is literally pressing the button on and literally sparking the super conscious that's being expanded through Sagittarius. So you're learning right now through Sharon's energy at the highest divine level how to turn this switch on. And it's not like she's going to tell you exactly how. You're taking in the knowledge from her vibration, whether she says blah, 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 or she tells you where. So really, really keep this in mind that this is occurring. And get this, I also pulled the Ace of Wands and the Tower. Okay, it comes with the Five of Swords, and when it comes to really this sudden enlightenment that's going to bestow you with power, the light of truth is going to shine any disappointment you've had in this process. And what is going to spark? We have the Magician, which is Mercury, how to spark on a lot of your magical abilities. So
Magic.
this is saying as this, and what's going to really help spark this, Sharon and I are a composite Aries sun. So we're literally fueling a lot of this activation. Get this, you're going to learn right after this call how to really shift your energy into your own special evolution. A lot of people are progressed to the next sign. So you have a base state. Let's say you're Sagittarius. Your base state is Sagittarius. Then you can evolve into your progressed Capricorn self if you've unlocked it. And when you learn how to, because you're not going to be able to sustain this. That's what this 2020 portal is for. Once you step out of Capricorn season, you're going to be tested by Saturn to be like, okay, have you mastered your power? Bam. Okay, you're out the 2020 portal. We can throw you into war. We can actually like put you, you're ready for your powers. And right now it's saying you need to practice. Two of Pentacles is saying, keep using your power. Some of you are going to gain sustained energy. Some of you, your power bestowal is going to enhance your energy. So you're able to sleep for 2 hours, whereas opposed you were able to sleep for 8 hours. And you have so much energy. And it's saying you need to keep productive, keep pushing it. Some of you will literally manifest super strength. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Maybe you can lift 30 pounds extra than you can lift. And it's just saying to work it out, like keep on going to where you can't go anymore. And you want to integrate to everything and stay busy. If you have increased intuitive abilities and energy, then crank out readings. Like do whatever you can to keep your power. Because don't get blessed with the power and then you don't do anything with it. It's saying to stay productive, and then you'll actually multiply exponentially your ability. But the key here is you're about to know the truth of what you can do to spark this. Some of you just got put in situations where you don't know your way out of, and that's Spirit's way of testing you.
Yes.
It's going to show you we're putting you in this position for a reason. We're putting you in a position where you feel you don't have the resources and you need help, so that we can give you and activate how to activate your inner power, and you can get out of this situation yourself. This is going to teach you that you don't need to rely on our support. You have an inner power within.
You have an inner power, yeah, and you literally pull it to you like a magnet. That's just automatic. That's the law of physics. It's beyond law of attraction. It's like an automatic energy that responds to you. It responds to you. You know what I mean? And I know that for myself, the way that I've been able to manifest certain things is because I've let go of something. We always have to let go of something to bring that manifestation.
I swear to God, I pulled that card. I pulled the Three of Swords. I just didn't mention it because I didn't know how to fit it in. But I pulled the Three of Swords. It's in the world. It's saying you're going to receive your full power, but you have to let go and sacrifice something.
Always something has to be sacrificed. Yep.
I didn't want to mention it because I didn't know how to say it, but you just spoke on it. And I didn't
yeah. And you know, it's funny because I even said that to Kelly. She's the one that her cat had transitioned. And I told her, I said, you know, the cat has made a sacrifice for you and your beloved, and also for anyone that you're affecting, you know, to do with who you are. And you'll be surprised. I told her, I said that it reminded me of spiritual meet for her. It was like Alice in Wonderland when Alice got herself lost in that hole, and the cat, I don't remember the name of the cat in the movie, and the cat was a magical cat, right? And the cat was in the spiritual realm, and he says, I'm going to lead you to the Mad Hatter. We're always being led to something greater, but something must be sacrificed. Something must be let go of when you're coming into that greater awareness of who you are. And then that's when the magic is applied. And it's effortless. It's effortless. It's not where you're doing anything.
How did T'Challa become Black Panther? How did he become the king of Wakanda?
T'Challa, how he became the king of Wakanda? Oh, did he sacrifice something? I don't remember.
His dad died.
Oh, his dad. That's right.
It was the sacrifice.
Yes.
If you think about so much of these origin stories,
and look also thing there too, Mike. Avengers. Do you remember who was sacrificed? And no, all the stones would not have its greatest power if she was not sacrificed. What was her name again? Oh my gosh, my favorite character, Black Widow. Yeah, Black Widow.
That's how what?
No, I just remembered I said Black Widow was her name. That everything, there's always something that's sacrificed, and it hurt me that she was sacrificed, but I admire the courage that comes with it. And it's a part of you that moves into that space of courage, even while you're having the deepest pain of what you've had to lose. Because remember,
for Spider-Man, it was his Uncle Ben. It's like even before even after you get the power, there's a consequence. Like he can never walk again. He can never be normal. Like he can climb buildings. Like it's a definite sacrifice that's occurring.
Yes. And even my own mother said this to me before she transitioned. She said, I feel like as if I'm a sacrificial lamb for the family. And I know that, like, again, with her, the soul is eternal, and we're all eternal, no matter what form we're in. Can you connect to this magic on both sides? Go beyond the physical aspect of what you see with yourself and anything else, and truly letting go of who stays behind and who's leaving, or what's here and what's not here. Because can you see past the veil? Can you feel past that veil? Because eventually, guess what? We're going to be integrated with everything, everywhere, all the cosmic elements of all the other planets that have been hidden. There's more planets, they said, that are coming to the surface, and they can't stop it from coming out. It is everything must be revealed, everything according to purpose and plan. So, and again, remember, we went into the sea of forgetfulness, to forget who you are, so that way you're now remembering who you are. But it's not even just that. You're not that regular. We're talking about super cosmic you is what you're activating.
Yes, and super cosmic you. Yes,
super cosmic you. And there might be some people getting mad because they don't want to see that part of you. Tough titties, okay?
It brings out a part of you that they cannot manipulate.
Can't manipulate, that's right.
At an instinctual spiritual level that might even be unconscious to them, because they're being possessed by these entities. Most people are not really conscious that they're hosting another spirit in their body.
Yes, exactly. Yep. You said it perfectly.
They wouldn't really even look out for it. Those are the easiest people to possess. And even crazier on this topic is definitely, oh damn it. Even crazier on this topic is I completely got blindsided. My bad. I totally
That's okay. Gosh, I can't even rewind.
That's what I was going to say. Celestial entities that went through the pantheon there's certain celestial entities that you never heard about in the pantheon. They were not discovered by the Greeks. They were not discovered by the Romans. Some of you are tapping into entities that are not publicly recognized. They are not archetypalized, and they manifest here as social constructs, psychological constructs that you recognize with this limiting English language or other languages that still exist, and they're now revealing themselves. And they purposefully kept it. And this is what this 2020 portal will actually, once again, reveal. And this is why I was kind of throwing out certain ideas concerning, like, some of you might have been in constant telepathic contact with certain beings your whole life, and you were just thinking it was a part of your subconscious or your thoughts, or maybe it was just you with an overactive mind. And it's like, no, homie, like you're just super psychic. You're not really admitting the facet of yourself. There's nothing wrong.
And you're not alone. And that even if your earthly family is not there for you, you have more support from your galactic family than the Earth family anyway.
True that.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Please hit that like button if you haven't hit it already. I see we got 100 likes right now. Let's ramp that up. Once again, I want to just kind of break this down even further. What Aquarius represents very much so is electricity. The electricity that strikes down as claircognizance, as a ball. Did you notice you just get flashes of insights? That comes from somewhere. Light travels faster than you can blink. And we're operating with subatomic energy that is so influential. No, this is not the right. We're operating with subatomic energy that is so influential. It's going to start to be made perceptual to you in a way that will allow you to literally control certain facets of your life in a brand new way. And this is where I need to break this down. So when I say, you know, supernatural power is manifesting from you, I'm not really just pulling that out of my ass. I'm not really just like,
be careful what you say with that.
yes, I'm not really hopeful, like, hey, new transits, guys. Like, I hope we get, like, this is so scientifically credible and very much so measurable. It's not even funny. You don't have to really complexify, or you don't have to really make this super complex. We're bridging Uranus that for the past decade was square Pluto in Capricorn. The whole 2008 chapter for the past decade really instilled energy down to the grains of your bones with an emerging sparking spirit within you that had to put you in situations and scenarios to foster a very nonlinear aspect of your consciousness, which is still not recognized by science. Did you notice zodiac signs that represent areas in life that are not recognized by science are the most misunderstood zodiac signs? Aquarius is misunderstood.
Oh
Pisces,
gosh. Oh my gosh. So many times. That's one of the things I've had to master is being misunderstood, you know, and I've just let it go. Like seriously. Now, I know this may sound funny, but go ahead, finish what you're saying.
it's all good. And well, just to kind of like conclude this, like when we're taking the whole aspect of air, the whole aspect of your spirit is still something that's very, you know, controversial to admit really exists. The fact that you have a spirit, the fact that you actually have a facet of yourself that could, oh, I'm trying to pull up your chart. My bad.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Do you know what degree your sun is?
Ooh, let me look. 1 second.
But we're pulling up facets of
I
human
have the back.
consciousness that have for the longest time have not necessarily been acknowledged, like the fact that you have a goddamn spirit, right? And that everyone is able, the reason why someone who is of a lower mass and smaller than someone like huger than them can still whoop their ass is because they have probably a more powerful spirit invigorating them. Not saying that
Yes.
it's probably going to happen, but the whole notion of the past decade putting you in situations where you had to fight against the pressure of Capricorn with your own will
Yes.
and
Yeah.
spark greater fire within and start to realize yourself and identify yourself, which is kind of like being in a video game and creating a character while still being who you are because of the duality of being
Oh my God, Mike. So I
spirit.
don't mean to interrupt you. When you mentioned about being in a video game, I said this to my client yesterday. I said, I feel like as if we are in a video game and you have no remote control at all to do with what we're experiencing. Everything that's going one way and then the other way. And then it's like we're in this machine and we're really creating you remember what's that movie that Dwayne Johnson starred in and Jumanji, and you know, like how whoever you were before he went into the game, he became a different character and a greater character, and all that magic was coming with all of them. You see what I'm saying? In a greater way, through all the elements of themselves that they didn't realize. So they had to see themselves differently because they were on another plane. And this is what we're creating. We're recreating a new plane, a new PL, you know, plane, meaning I'm talking about like new Earth plane or something like that. And it's incredible. And once you unlock that part of yourself with this, it's like you can't go back. You can't go backwards. And this is like having to let go of all the controls of everything that you've ever had, you know, when you're playing a game, like when you're playing a game, you know what I'm saying? And it's almost like we're walking on air and water at the same time. You see what I'm saying? And your feet is not touching the ground. Your feet is not touching the ground. Thank you. Your feet is not touching the ground.
I love that. I love that analogy you used because it's literally verbatim to what we're going through right now. Let's take the whole game of The Legend of Zelda, where the Link doesn't start the game off with all the weapons that he needs to finish the game. He has to go to an adventure and go to different facets to gather the elements. You know what I mean? This is kind of, we've just finally reached the place in the game where we've realized that we have a central role in our world, and we have to go on a huge adventure. That whole decade was putting us through the origin of realizing, holy crap, like there's a whole adventure I have to go on to fulfill my purpose. And now Uranus, that the reason why you weren't aware of your superpower, like, see, I can't say you weren't aware of your superpowers because there's so many Aquarius moons, like there's so many people who were aware of this, but they were not the majority of people. So people called them crazy. There's no literature. There was really no foundation for them to understand what they were seeing. And that drives them mad. Like it's totally
because they want to just hold on to having to see the physical things for it to be proven. Prove it to me. Show it to me.
Exactly. And then people going through that process, this was done on purpose by dark forces to circumvent your role. Because what you guys were supposed to be were the way showers, so that you can give us context to what's going on, and so we can give you an outlet to release. In fact, because this was at a developmental process of this phase, most of what you guys were experiencing wasn't supposed to make any sense.
Yes.
It was just to release and express this, but none of you guys really had the outlet to release. In fact, you were hit with dark forces to almost suppress this, and that drives
and to throw you off track and all that stuff, you know.
And then the last decade that we went through, the reason why it wasn't so observable was because this was still happening at such a subatomic place in your spirit. People, in order for you to manifest your power, you need to know who you are. In order for you to tap into your power, the first place you start is you. That's why when someone says their power, they say the name of their power. They tap into who they are, and you had to figure that out, and you finally manifested that. So Uranus is in Taurus, and this is where now the power that Pluto in Capricorn is instilling at the greatest, fastest, the deepest core of your bones is now physically manifesting out in a physiological way through your five senses. And now that Gemini season is here, and this is the second house to that, you are literally for the first time ever manifesting an initial conscious awareness of what it is to be supernatural. This is literally that part of
Can you repeat that word again? Repeat that again, because that's exact. Repeat that sentence that you just said a while ago.
Now that Gemini is at the second house to all this Taurus energy, you are for the first time ever manifesting a supernatural awareness and initial conscious awareness of who you can be as a supernatural individual. And it's not going to be until 6 months from now, when it's Sagittarius season, that you've had experience that you're like, this is the meaning of the experience I'm going to. Right now, you're supposed to.
That's the key thing. The meaning of the experience. It's like, it's not just when I said before that you know what you know. Your soul knows everything. Okay, you don't have to research anything. Your soul knows everything. Now, when you connect to that part of yourself and knowing that your soul knows everything, we have created the experiences on both sides of the coin. You know, you have the heads and the tails. It's still the coin. It's still you. You're still showing up in this greater manifestation. And as you have put together all these experiences and it has increased with the emotions attached to it, now what do you do with it? Now you are becoming in a greater awareness of self from what you have put together, collecting all these pieces together, right? And you're activating something greater than what you've experienced, because you're now detached from your emotional part of yourself that you've connected to and all the manipulation and all that stuff. You see what I'm saying? Yep. Once you break free from that, from the emotional body, guess what? You are so free beyond measure. So free beyond measure. Okay?
100% free. And you have to understand, like, we're bridging in galactic energy that represents the totality of the universe. And we are one out of trillions of galaxies. So we are not even anywhere close to the completion of this cycle. You have to understand that eventually, you know, now we're being born in an age where life sustained. Pluto and Scorpio is the generation that's literally going to bring life sustaining technique You know, there's Tai Chi and yoga that can extend your life, but actual technology that could keep you alive for longer. We're going to see a huge increase in life.
Yes, there's going to be more of that energy of immortality, because I talk about that a lot in the book. For any of you who don't know, I'm doing an audiobook called The Return of the Garden of Eden. And for me, I've given out information in this book light years ahead. And one of the things I do talk about is the keys to immortality and what it means for you. And also if you're in a sacred conscious relationship or sacred partner. And, you know, with that energy of it's more than just your physical body that is eternal. I mean, not your physical, excuse me, your soul being eternal, but also that you're manifesting this eternal energy in the physical space as well. Do you see what I'm saying? And that requires, again, what you're letting go of, all these things, and what you're bringing into great, even with the sexual energy as well, plays a part in it. More than anything else, that sexual energy is what brings on this longevity. And
it's almost fuel, if anything. And what you said about manifesting that internal energy outside the whole basis of this 2020 portal. So if you're a fixed sign, if you're a mutable sign versus if you're a cardinal sign or have the sun, moon, and rising, that's actually what's going to determine the nature of the lesson of this 2020 portal for you. So let's start.
Mike, someone, Amy wrote, Boobalicious, should we be showing more cleavage to achieve more? Absolutely. Absolutely. Your boobs represent as a portal. Your anus is a portal. Okay, I was going to mention that too, because we kept saying Uranus, and I'm hearing Uranus talking to me saying, tell them, Sharon, before we came on the live with Mike, I asked him if he was getting any messages to do with ass, because when he did a live sometime last year, he kept bringing up this thing to do with ass. Like, I was like, eating ass. And I'm like, why the fuck keep talking about eating ass? Because I keep seeing stuff to do with eating ass. So then I went, I was on my way to go to a seminar, to do a workshop or something. And the day before that, a friend of mine sends me something in WhatsApp, because my energy is always full of jokes. The jokes just come to me daily. So the joke had to do with someone saying, would you like to have your lover eat your ass? Well, here's what is the thing called again? That chocolate thing, Mike? What was it called again? Edibles. It's called edible ass. So what you do is you pour the chocolate in your ass, and then they mold it for you so they can eat your ass. So I was like, why is everything showing up to do with eat ass? So then the next day I hear Mike talking about eating ass. Then the next day after that, I have a dream from the Palladians to do with eating ass. Then I went to the workshop. This is the fourth day. This is like back to back to back. So I see on the license plate. No, seriously, you can't make this shit up. I see on the license plate right in front of me in New Jersey said truffle. I was like, truffle? I was like, what the fuck? So Spirit said, what do you think it means? I was like, are you talking about truffle butter? And they're like, yeah, look it up. So I'm looking it up innocently. I didn't know what truffle butter meant. So when I saw that shit, I couldn't move out of the car for like 40 minutes straight. And then when I said it to Mike, Mike said, oh, what's that? So then he didn't know what it was either. So everything was coming up ass, ass, ass. And then today now I'm seeing something to do with ass again on my Instagram feed and someplace else again. And I'm like, wait a minute now.
It's so almost, so what?
No, I'm saying that when you were talking earlier, we were mentioning Uranus. Remember, listen, look at the derivative of the planet. Your anus, your ass, things, whatever's happening up your ass, you know. I'm gonna kick your ass. This person is an asshole. Whatever. Something's happening energetically to do with that part of your body, because it is an energetic portal as well. So it's funny, but it's true.
The supernatural awakening is going to shoot energy up your root and activate your energy from linking your root to your crown. But it's even more amazing because interestingly enough, when you think about how serious the average human vibration is. There's a lot of gravity that's over Earth and this dominion. There's a lot of people who are serious, literally worrying about what's going to happen the next day, how they're going to pay their
Yes.
to a
Yes.
national territory or to utilities that, kind of enforce the system on you. There's so much pain, there's so much sadness. And then you step out into the realm of the galaxy where there's literally trillions of other life forms in galaxies.
Yes.
And these celestial beings are literally come, they have the most sage wisdom, especially according to our limited perspectives. And like
Yes.
the way they communicate are like complete trolls. Like they're always joking. They have a ridiculous sense of humor because they see beyond your current struggles and limitations.
Yes.
In fact,
Mhm.
these beings derive pleasure from the fact that you go through pain. And that's why you have Scorpio that squares Aquarius. Scorpio, which could be so deeply intense about something, could be put off by the detached nature of Aquarius and not really get it. And you have to understand, like, these beings don't give a single damn. A lot of people vent to these higher beings and pray, and it's detachment. Like, they care, but in their own different way. Listen, be very careful about being like, there are people who say, oh yeah, I pulled this angel energy and they were soft and they were caring. I pulled this other essence and they really wanted to. And I'm not going to lie, I've had an experience where they were soothing, but please know that these universal entities don't give a single damn. Like they're literally aware of things at such a more macrocosmic level. You have Piscean beings that are constantly horny, like invisible Piscean beings literally possess your vessel, get horny just so that they can experience the sensation of arousal through your vessel. Are you protected spiritually? Are you aware?
You have to protect yourself. You have to protect yourself. It's very important to do that because, this is about everything that we're opening up with this box, this Pandora's box. It's also bringing in energy from other places that you may not really want to mingle with. You know what I'm saying? So, and it has to do with also creating your sovereign space,
Yep.
sacred space, your power more than anything else is your power. Are you giving your power away? Are you conscious of your inner and outer power? You
Do you
see?
know who you're connecting with? Do you just open
Yes.
energy up randomly to connect
Are you
with?
saging? Are you chanting? Are you dancing? Are you moving and shifting energy from wherever and however you are? Because it's just like when you have on clothes and you go places, you're collecting dirt on your clothes and you got to wash it eventually because you got to wash. So it's the same thing to do with your own auric field, how imperative it is to clear that energy around you, and especially being in a conscious awareness of where you are energetically, who you're surrounding yourself with. What are you feeding into your life force? What are you letting out of your life force? Okay. Because all of this is important because all it takes is just a split second for your levels to be pulled down because we're still on earth where it's dense and we're pushing through the density. We're pushing through the frequencies of feeling like you're in hell and creating the heaven and pushing, integrating whatever we may look at as hell, but now we can look at it differently and say, okay, I see how this part of myself shows up. I see how I'm able to get past the illusion of what I'm experiencing and not attaching to it emotionally, because now I'm creating a greater part of myself, what I'm manifesting, and it doesn't matter what anyone says. So you're detached from that too as well. And you are also detached from how you want it to look, because it can get so easy to get so caught up in the mind and what the mind wants to make you believe that no, that's not right, no, this is not normal, no, it should look this way, no, it should be this way. Yeah, you lied in the way. Just don't light it in your ass. No, stop. So anyway, so that's what's so important. More than anything else that I hear Spirit talk about is your power. Being conscious of your power, and not only where you're placing it, but how much of it are you giving away? How much of it are you in an awareness? Because sometimes I call them like the pestilences that comes through from people. And they'll come at you again, like, who do you think you are? And then it's like you say, well, I know who I am. And sometimes being powerful, sometimes you don't have to say anything. Just being powerful could just what's coming from that inner core of self, right in your solar plexus. You know what I'm saying? And that they can feel it, and they'll still try, and they'll try and try. And that's that part of you that's saying, really, do you know who you are? Really, how much more powerful you are? Because we're still bringing things through in uncharted territory, things that are not written in any book to how it's going to look and how it's going to present itself. Some of you, I know you're really tired of feeling whether or not you have to explain things to anyone. You don't have to explain nothing to nobody no more. That's it. Game over. You know, it's like there's enough information so far for anyone in them knowing that something's happening. Okay. It's just that some people are either lazy or they don't want to accept. They're in denial, fear. There's the judgment, you know, all these things. And somebody said Mike fell out. You know, and again, it doesn't matter what they think. It doesn't matter what somebody else feels. When it comes to this type of power, it's going to increase. You put on. Is it sunny over there? I see that you. It's mad sunny, right? Oh my God! And it matches your shirt. Yep. And who says that Mike can't wear purple glasses? Purple, it represents power. Is that purple or blue? It's purple.
Look at the name of the author of this deck.
Sharon. All right, Rose of Sharon. Wow, that's awesome.
Gemini Mike.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Yeah. So I wanted to do this as like a sort of like a meditation for us, and then I'm gonna bring on our surprise guest. Be shocked who the surprise guest is. Okay, so anyway, I'm in gratitude for this moment. I'm in gratitude for how much more that we're coming into our avatar selves and everything that's coming through cosmically. One of the things that was shown to me is how much more we're releasing the slavery template, okay? Whether it's showing up through the masculine energy that we all carry, and that means that we are releasing anything that makes you feel like you're trapped, like you're in prison, like something's holding on to you and you feel like you can't let it go, okay? And so we're releasing more and more of that slavery template. And we're creating another energy, another portal of freedom. And this freedom in and of itself is a representation of who we are, not only individually, but collectively. The mere fact that we're all on here right now, 322 of us, this is powerful in and of itself, okay? Even if you may not understand fully yet what it is, it's not about what the mind may not understand. Your soul already knows. You're being activated. I'm activated. Even I activate myself. Okay.
You're activating all of us right now.
I activate myself too, because when I go back and listen when I speak, I'm like, ooh, and then I feel like the fembot, like, oh, something's flowing through me. And so when you see me in the physical body, this is not me. This is coming from spirit, straight through, either from source, the matriarchal energy, maternal, or it could be the paternal aspect of self, because, you know, we're moving through, coming back to our androgyna state. So every part of our cells, every part of our body is a portal. Everything is being activated. Last week we were focusing on the feet, so today's ass, and also hearts. Okay, so it's all the parts of self that comes together individually, again, and collectively. So in this moment, we're opening this space. We're opening up more of this freedom energy and what's transcending with 2020. 2020, twos and twos. You know, it's mentioned of in the image and likeness of God, the self, okay? And the self multiplies and it multiplies and it divides and it multiplies. And now we're moving through not only multiplication, but we divide and multiply at the same time, and everything's just moving through in that free energy as it's moving up and down in waves, and they're showing it to me as linear. And each one of us are creating a greater template of this as what we call sacred geometry. Amone la lama de kunira pere kinone betera tide koto tunomera pambon beta chokumdera tani kinonia tasanama. They brought me to Europe yesterday, okay, based on what I was experiencing yesterday. And this had to do with where we all have incarnated in the continent, or I guess the continent of Europe, where many of us came through from Mama Africa and were taken to that energy of enslavement in Europe and especially in Italy. So I had incarnated in Italy before. So I had also spoken in ancient Italian. And I had images of many, especially females, that were in slaves and chains. And I didn't know that. And so when I tapped into that past life in the subconsciousness of the feminine, it existed back then. And so we're creating a greater freedom of what has been suppressed with the feminine energy, because everything that has suppressed with the feminine energy is because all these forces and people and places that have tried to stop this energy from coming through. Every time that you shift through with something, we are bringing on a greater freedom of this feminine energy to create. And so we're in gratitude for what we're able to remember to release and to come into a greater balance of our emotional body. Kenene ke toro kunina la batere kelon le betere ke toro la tishlam data kodir salati to kundirva. Kotsimira to kushmira to kunira salampu te shwamre ke to kunira pepeno kuniberatike. Anidere ke toro shlam la poto kunibe. Not getting caught up in the loops and looking at the greater connections beyond, and how we're moving into this next phase of the union cycle of harmony, unconditional love. And wherever any of you are right now, we are interconnecting to different parts of the cosmos, coming through from the North American region, the African continent, and the European continent. So wherever you are right now, wherever you are all located, let's hold this energy of this union, and that everything else that is below as above, and so below, that whatever is below, that we're not bringing it above. We're just meeting everything in that center, okay? And it goes above and beyond. And it is again this inner union of masculine and feminine, both in the spiritual, mental, emotional, and the physical body. And so it is. And so it is. Sure, yes.
So I'm speaking English right now. Lit up some sage.
You sure? No, I'm just kidding.
I'm speaking English right now, and like this language that I'm speaking is processed by your Mercury. It's processed by your mind. The reason why we speak languages, even though they could divide us, is that, you know what I'm saying? In order for you to understand what I'm saying right now, before you start to, interpret the rhetoric and how much what I'm saying makes sense, you're using your mind right now to process what I'm saying. You're using your mind very quickly to analyze the meaning of the words I'm saying, structure the words of my sentence. It's a very mental process. The language that Sharon is speaking is not an English language. It is a language that's speaking directly to your soul. So it's your mind's not meant to process this and understand what she's saying. It's purely for your soul. This is that Pisces moon, Pisces Mercury, that is literally bridging higher vibrational light codes that you can literally feel from the frequency. So keep that in mind, because there are going to be experiences that you experience that are also not literally logical, and you don't want to get stuck trying to understand. Well, that's why I said earlier at the beginning of this talk, read between the lines. Don't focus so much on what we're telling you, but what are you feeling? What is the energy that we're transmuting for you? How is our shared vibration shifting your energy? And that's not something that you can break down purely logically. We live in an age where people still think that you can quantify, soul energy. People think that you can make sense of themes that are not meant to make sense. And you can tell because they ask questions about why things happen that aren't really meant to be answered, but experienced. And so keep that in mind because, you know, you don't necessarily want to miss out on your experience by trying to understand and make sense of things that really don't need to be made sense of.
But you know, children don't even behave as if anything has to make sense. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's again being in that inner childlike state, that knowing that it does not have to make sense, but know what feels true, because it's connecting through from your heart and the feeling that you're having with what's true. Because eventually we won't be speaking words. We're just going to just telepathically, beyond telepathy, they're saying. Telepathy is more like they're telling me it's from the mind part, okay, like thoughts. And
but it's like soulpathy.
Pardon me?
It's like soulpathy. It's like
yes, you're speaking for your soul. And those who you know, that are on the twin soul path, we kind of like have it sort of like an idea of what it is, because that's what it's like, what I've had that experience with my twin. But we're all ascending to that level, okay? That's why this is ascension. They're ascending from what has been below, what they call it descension, you know, Jacob's ladder, ascending and descending. And so we're ascending to the greater avatar of communicating energetically with one another on from a cosmic level, though. You know what I mean? And when you're connecting to that energy, it's like you're not on this grid. You're just on another grid. But
somebody asked earlier, what about people who are telepathic? And the truth is, people are. So you asked, what about people who are telepath? Or what about telepathic people? She asked, what's going to happen to the telepathic people? But the truth and reality is that people are telepathic.
Yeah, so, we're all telepathic. It's just that are you in awareness of it? Is it activated? Yeah. Have you activated it within you? You know what I mean?
And telepathy doesn't have to take place real time. So people think conventionally that telepathy is going to constitute someone thinking something and then you hearing it at the same time.
Yes,
sometimes you're going to connect unconsciously to something someone is about to say or something someone said a while ago, because you're picking up on their unconscious vibrations and facets of their energy that are not completely conscious or again real time. So it's not, you can't put these abstract,
you can't put it in a linear
in a linear fashion, which really makes, you know what I'm saying? And then something that you can only experience to truly get the full scope of.
Yes. I've even had cases of well, not cases, it actually does happen, where someone could be you could be talking to me, but your soul is saying something else to me and it can't hide. And you're just becoming naked to the soul, like really naked to and being authentic. So you say, I don't worry about what I said 2 weeks ago, because whatever I said 2 weeks ago, I'm going to say same thing, but I might enhance it a little bit more. And when you're really, truly authentic, and that's the reason why you get triggered by someone who mirrors you, okay? Because it's practically forcing you to be authentic to your true self. And being authentic to your true self is not just subjected to being authentic to your twin flame, but also being authentic with everyone. That's your twin flame just accelerates you to become that part of yourself, which was natural that way. You're naturally created to be real and authentic and to be, like what you say, 100, to be your true self with everything and all things, and loving yourself so unconditionally that it doesn't matter what anyone says, regardless of the relationship that you have with them. You see what I'm saying? Can you be real to yourself and not compromise yourself, regardless of who the person is? Are you able to feel that freedom within yourself, or do you feel like you're still trapped in certain relationships with others, and that you're not able to speak up or to speak your voice? Because, you know, it's this that feminine energy that comes through, especially with the voice, and it's in all males, females, okay? That which had been suppressed is now coming out. And if you feel that your throat tightens up, if you feel like as if something's holding you back because of someone or something else, then you ask yourself, how much more can I bring on that feminine energy within me to speak my truth, right? And not judge yourself, and
Yeah.
being open and being honest and authentic, okay? That even if you never cursed before, don't make nobody tell you, say, oh no, don't do that. That's not good. Oh, that's not spiritual enough. Oh no, that's not this. No, no. You see, so every part of you, meaning that you're loving every part of you, that even if you created all these different personalities of self, they're still you. Honor all the different parts of you regardless. Regardless. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's right. That's right. So I am going to get my guest.
Oh, snap.
It's gonna be lit. That's right. That's right. And this person is someone who is going to express. Um, she's going to express herself from her perspective on what it has been like during the course of this ascension time. What it has been like for her coming from a younger person's perspective. Okay. And imagine, no matter what age you are, we all have some parts of ourselves that will continuously heal the inner child. So no matter what age you are, you're still that child, you know, in that bigger body, smaller body, younger body. You know what I mean? Whether it's in a male body or a female body, you know what I mean? There's always that part of ourselves. And, you know, another part of how you become greater is, are you able to be vulnerable too? You know, and vulnerability is strength. Okay, vulnerability is strength. And when you display your vulnerability with this strength, you become powerful. You become more powerful. So yes, that's what's up. So I'll be back. So Mike went to go get a smoke. I'm gonna go get somebody.
And of course, this special guest is about to rock your world real quick. Shout out to those of you tuning in once again. Kind of to add on a bit about how this is real time shifting your perception. Mercury is about to square Neptune. So right under your nose, you're about to really see into the veil and uncover the truths of the more abstract nature of the intuition you've been kind of uncovering. I'm smoking on that good sage right now. You know what I'm saying? Lighting up them good vibes. But but yeah, you definitely want to be mindful how over the next few hours to a few weeks following watching this too, which is really meant to accelerate this process. The quality of how you see more into your magic, it's like your spirit will be guiding your eyes to really focus on how to move more into this portal. It's like a Twilight Zone rabbit hole that's really going to spark this adventure.
Okay, I'm back.
Quite appropriate.
Yeah, so I am going to introduce my daughter, Charlize, who's gonna come on and she's gonna just speak from her heart what it's been like for her. And oh, of course, Mike, her birth date is September 8th, 2003. I don't remember what time she was born.
Oh wow.
Huh? She says, oh, 7:30. How could I forget? So she was the baby that was conceived like an immaculate conception, and her spirit.
Wow.
See, I didn't even know that. I had no idea. Yep. Yeah. So that's interesting. And so with her, I dreamt about her coming from when I was pregnant with my third child. So that was 2000. No, Damon was born 1997. So I had the dream about having a premature baby girl at 8 months gestation. In 1996, I had the dream. So when I had Brandon, I thought he was the girl, and it ended up being Charlie. So I was already given the information way ahead of time. And I named her Charlize because she's so extra. She always says I'm extra. So you're going to see another side to Sharon when she's interacting with me here. And she's going to, speak and she's going to also give you also a special treat. So welcome, Charlize. Here she comes. Yay. Here comes. I couldn't even find her.
Oh man, there's no space for me.
Oh, just a little ball will start. And just remember she's Virgo, okay? So you just always have to say something all the time. Come up closer.
What's up, Charlize?
Closer, get up.
I'm trying to move. Okay.
I noticed he has moon on Neptune in Aquarius, which is like supreme. That makes sense where the freestyling comes from. You just know what you say.
Wait. I didn't hear what you said.
She said she didn't hear what you said.
No, it's all good. I was talking about you having your moon on Neptune and how that really makes you like a quantum freestyler and how you just talk about awesome.
Speak louder. He can't hear you.
Thank you.
It's all good. I'm loving the dynamic. Virgo and Aquarius right now. It's amazing.
Sorry if I'm kind of low, but I was low key sleeping. She woke me up.
She's always sleeping in our bedroom. Oh my God.
I wasn't even in my bedroom. I was on a chair.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I was tired.
So Mike and I, we said we talk about what it has been like for you from the ascension for you, your perspective on it, with me being your mother and your siblings, whatever.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't even know when it started. Like, I can't give a time period because, like, my brain doesn't work too much like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember like how you changed. Like, you definitely changed, like, over the years and stuff. And I guess we have, like, my siblings, yeah, because we grew up and stuff, and we became more mature, I guess. For me, I think I mentally changed, not in a bad way, but the way I view life, like, not to take it too, what would you say?
Seriously?
Yeah. Like, not to stress or worry about too many things and just let things go with as it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow?
Yeah, basically.
Who you get that from?
Myself.
She's like, you know where I'm getting at. She's like my mini me. Mm-hmm. So Charlize also had her own supernatural experiences also and dreams, and she's also prophetic like me as well. So
I saw on the chart she has a 0-degree Uranus and Pisces on Mars opposite Jupiter and Virgo, which is literally supernatural experience, which I was bugging out on. Like, that's and she's not even like in her 20s. She's not even like her late 20s yet, where this is gonna fully blossom, and it's like X-Men Jean Grey style, which is like super amazing.
Yeah, and she's had a lot of galactic experiences, and with my kids, I don't put fear in it. It's just natural. It's natural.
She naturally travels to the other realms through sleep.
Yeah, and I want to tell you something wild that happened with her that she don't even remember. This was about 3 weeks ago. She was in her bed sleeping as usual. And then so I go past her room, and she usually jumps up because I have to be still yelling and screaming, go bed, whatever. So anyway, I pass her room, and she sits up because she used to sleepwalk when she was younger, and she sits up straight in the bed. I kid you not. And she was like, "You all right?"
Me? Yeah, I'm all right.
Okay. And then she just says, "Oh, what did I say? You said again?" She was like, "Oh, mommy, you didn't do this. The thing. The time that you're supposed to do this is at 666." I was like, "What? What did you say?" I said, "There's no such thing as a time called 666." She's like, "Oh, but see, I told you. They said that you didn't. You have to do this by this time at 666." Yep, just like that. She said that. And then she had a dream to do with me. What was that last dream that you had mentioned? The
aliens?
Yeah, they don't like when you call them aliens. They like when you call them
the radioactive creatures?
Oh, she said there was radio. Go ahead, tell them what it was. This was 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago?
A week.
A week ago?
2 weeks ago.
Time 5. Okay.
Okay, so basically, I had a dream that like radioactive creatures came down to Earth or whatever, and then you were driving, and then you stopped the car, you hopped out, and people were yelling about how the aliens were coming. Oh, okay, I don't care at this point. The aliens are coming or whatever, and then you were trying to. You hopped out, and I think you had. I don't know what you had, but whatever. They told you not to go over there, and you still went over there, and you opened up the crates, and then I was scared for you because I thought like something would happen concerning their alien or whatever. And I thought someone would hop out, but nothing hopped out. And then my expectations, were completely blown because I was like, I want to see something happen, and I ended that dream.
So basically, it's like she was saying that even in the dream state, I still don't give a fuck. what happens? I wasn't afraid.
Which makes sense. Like, she's a dream warrior. She has Mars on Uranus. It's like she can leave her body and then literally attack energy outside of her body or with her imagination. And that's too vague and abstract. But your chart's amazing. Your chart's super amazing. It's amazing to see that her moon is on your sun and your moon is opposite her sun. So both of you have this like true like yin yang or soul connection. And then she bridges that Neptune in Aquarius.
Yeah. I can't even hide anything from her because she knows where it is. Like she tunes in too, And tell them how you started again with rapping. How did that start again?
Oh, it's such a funny story. Okay, I was like 8 years old. I don't know how old Damon and Brandon were, but we were sitting at the table, right? And then we were arguing over who was gonna get the last chicken nugget. Was it last chicken nugget? Last chicken nugget or whatever. And then we were like, oh, we gotta have like a rhyme battle or whatever. So then we did that, and then I guess we kept doing it like every single week because like we're such like fat asses and like we always argued over food or whatever. So then we kept doing it, and then I guess I just started doing it for fun, and then I got better than them, and then they were like, we don't want to play no more. But then I still kept on rapping or whatever. So and I got better. So practice.
Yeah. So when she freestyles, she really freestyles. Like she just comes up with the lyrics just like that.
Well, Sharon, that's why I was bugging out because I saw she has moon on Aquarius, moon on Neptune in Aquarius. So like the Virgo's the repetition and every day she's going to get better and better. But she's literally just channeling what to say. Like she's tapping into her higher mind at such a young age. And she's literally just flowing out with Neptune, just flowing out pure knowledge and then bringing it down to reality, which it's really dope. It's not like she's having to grasp for words and like make stuff up. It's like,
yes. It's like conscious rapping. And, it's interesting too, because when I started out recording for the book, people might be surprised, but Tupac Shakur came through to me as the first individual that I connected to. And the messages that are coming forth in the new age is through freestyle rapping. Okay. Through freestyle rapping. And he told me that, because when I'm speaking and, when I'm talking in the book, I think it was like the first 5, like the 5th chapter of it in terms of, because it's audio. And he told me that he was coming through with Kendrick Lamar as someone who's coming through with the lyrical rapping. And so like with Charlize now, she's bringing it on through the feminine principle. You see, that's the difference with her. And she also, it's 11:11, or it was, and she brings it through with her own masculine energy. And of course she has 4 brothers, so that's a wrap right there. WRAP, no coincidence, right? RAP. But anyway, we're very sarcastic, so we love to troll each other and full of sarcasm. So a lot of times too, when she does her freestyle, she's, messing with everybody and everything like that. So I don't know if you wanted to say anything more, or you want to go straight to what you love.
What would I say?
I don't know. It's up to you.
Oh, peace, love, positivity.
So when you don't talk louder, like how you doing?
Oh my God, you literally woke me up from a nap. Like I was my number one, like I heard you like talking right in the background and I was like, yo, I already know it's kind of past my, sleep schedule because I didn't take my regular. I was like,
She's like a freaking vampire. She'll sleep from like the time she comes home till 3 o'clock in the morning, and then she's up like a vampire like me in the nighttime. So I can't knock her. So
I
she's like
have a
that mini
good
me.
schedule. Get
Whatever.
home from school, go to sleep, wake up at 10 p.m. Probably not healthy,
Mm,
but it works good for my brain. And then I, you know, be productive and do stuff.
I see. So just tell them what it's like having me as your mom, and when I'm speaking in all these ancient tongues, and then I'm chanting up and down all over the place, and I'm also burning incense and all that
Okay,
shit. Tell them
number
what it's like.
one, your incense smell like butt. So, like,
What?
I'm like, yo, I don't like the smell of it.
Virgo.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. That's number one. But having you as a mother, you're a very chill and cool mother. Compared to like what I hear from other people and how their relationship with their mother. I mean, other people they have like good relationship with their mother, but like I don't think it's the same as like you have with us as your kids.
Oh, okay. She didn't want to fathom the thought if she didn't have me around, because the freedom that I give, but that's how it is with kids anyway. You know what I mean? And some of you, like I said, you may find yourself adopting kids who don't have parents that understand who they are. You know what I mean? So, and I'm very much into everyone expressing their freedom, and also really pushing through with their talents and their gifts, because when you go through more of this awakening, it's like your gifts start to amplify. Like it's like I even have found myself also freestyling at one point. I was like, oh my god, where did that come from? I was even ballet dancing too and everything. Because Charlie was like, yo, mommy, what you think you do? But I also bring humor. Like we bring a lot of humor. So if anybody comes around us, guaranteed you're gonna be laughing. Okay, so that's what it be like. Yep. But we troll each other, and Charlize loves it because we all do.
Okay,
So
when you troll me, I don't like it. When I troll you, I like it.
oh, give me a break, please.
Yes, you see, I don't. And see, I didn't start it. I think you started it. So then, whenever I do it back, you can't get mad.
Oh gosh, and she does go into every single thing, Mike. Okay, non-stop. That she is definitely Virgo. I can tell you that. There is no question about that.
Why? Because I'm a detailed person.
Detailed person. Oh,
Yes, I'm very detailed.
please, let's not go there because we're live. Anyway, so Charlize is gonna drop some of her freestyle, and I'm the DJ. I love music, so I have an ear for music. So a lot of times she did perform at the Apollo Theater. Tell them what your YouTube channel is, your Instagram, where you could watch some of her. And she loves to dance too, so she dances as well. Okay, so she does the Millie Rock, what Mike was trying to do, and she does that also. She did it on one. I don't remember when that live was, Mike, when she did the Millie Rock, and she also do the what was that other one? She know all the dance moves. What was the other one again? Oh, this the oh my God, what is it called again? The one where you kick your foot, whatever.
The shoe.
The shoot, right? The shoot, whatever.
Shoot.
Yeah. So, and she just has her own way of entertaining per se. Yes. So we're just gonna kick back and just have a little shift over in the energy, because it's good to shift over to something else in the meantime. You know what I mean?
My hair is such a mess. I can't even.
Oh, whatever. Okay. You gotta pick up the chair. You got the mic?
Yes.
And you gotta tell me if you can hear it clear, so she doesn't drown out. You know when I play the music. Whatever I'm gonna play first, that's not. I'm just warming it up. Okay. All right. Okay. You gotta go closer to the camera. Nobody can't see you there.
The microphones are turned on.
Well, you have to really project louder.
The microphones are turned on.
That's lovely. So you're gonna have to speak louder. Go closer to the. Go closer.
What is this? Practice?
That's just. I'm gonna go to the view. Okay.
So should I just warm up my mouth? Oh
No.
I can't warm up my mouth. Jeez.
Okay, go ahead. Warm your mouth. Go closer so they can see you. You're gonna see
Right here.
Okay.
I see myself in the camera.
Don't look at me. Look over there.
No, it's so funny. The way I warm up my voice is very funny. I just yell. But I don't want to do that on camera.
Just be yourself.
I'm not yelling on camera. Okay.
They have to hear the lyrics.
I'm not yelling lyrics, I'm yelling nothing.
Okay, next. I'm still holding my camera. Yeah, my future is amazing. I can see it all the changes. I've been going through these phases, metamorphical like a butterfly, and I can't even change it. Keep on going through all these things, and I don't even know it's hating. Oh my God, I just see it through my mind, no face, and I can't even see it. It's just blazing. 420, I guess you got it. There's plenty of things just going around in my mind. My zone is just flipping. I switch to switch because I listen to everything that I get. I'm telling you, I never regret anything that coming out my mouth. I hear the sound, I hear the music. I'm fusing just right now. If you musing, I'ma tell you something cool, just stick around. If you muse, I'ma tell you something cool, just hope you stick around. Okay, yeah, we get down groovy with the moves. I tell you, Stu, I'ma tell you, I've been making movies feel like Hollywood. I can never stop, I can never stop, I can never drop. I'ma tell you one time, I'ma flip all my problems. Watch me roll, watch me hit the wall. Oh my God, how it go? If you gotta go, hey. I've been on a roll, I've been on a roll, principle list too, how you feel that too, I'ma put you on my blacklist, cause you acting like you ain't seen this, I acted, I'ma tell you this is not just practice, this is immaculate things that happen on the habits, I can't even think about it, I'm on a scale, I'm just flipping over, I'ma tell you now, if you got a problem, you can take that over to your other pal, I'ma put it down, I'ma tell you now, you can never ever get on my level, cause I'm really getting better and better every single day, after second, hey, after second, hey, please do not disrespect it, hey, I'ma tell you something next, hey, when I go and flip my switch, hey, when I go and get my checks, hey, I'ma get 100 racks, hey, I'ma get 100 stats, hey, okay, tell me what's happening, you talking about you taking action, but I feel like you lacking, you talking about how you the best, but you can never take me down, I got the energy and spending penny, you cannot tell me, I'm a illa, if you really think you realer than me, I think that you silly, what? Woo! Woo! Okay. Drink my lemonade.
Okay.
Fire!
Feel like it's nothing. That's light.
Okay. Okay, that's for sure. Hey, the beat start up like the shore. Okay, let me spit this just for sure. We could keep it simple and short. Hey, they act like they could ever take me on. I tell you this, I told you it's this song. The bass is hitting hard and got you nod your head and bop. Don't stop, now stop. I tell you what's really the really illest I could ever put it down. I'ma tell you I'm really killing on the beat. I don't really even care, easy defeat. If you could ever try to come against me, I'ma see you. Got the defense on the lock now, hey. Now they acting like they tough, I got the lockdown, hey. Pulling up like we Avengers, I'ma send them to the other galaxy. Let's see if I'ma see him in the next 9 years. I've been seeing him looking down on them, but they ain't my peers. I've been looking up, I'm feeling like I reached a new tier. And it's been a new thing, and it's just a new year. I've been feeling little, hey. A little swaggy, little cool on them. If I drop a doper, I'ma tell you what to do on them. If I drop a doper lyric, I'ma tell you listen to it. If you feeling like you fear it, that's okay, cause you cannot understand the atmosphere. It's just amazing, I can never change it, even if I want to. It's a picture, it's a motion, it can never go. You already know, I tell you something. If you hold on, done lost my breath, but I got it back now. Hey, you could act like you just wanna act up, but you back down when I come and confront you. You can act like you want to, you can act like you done to. Okay, switch up the motion, hey. Switch up the motion, hey, switch up the motion, hey. Switch up the motion, hey.
Okay.
Oh my God, what beat is this? Got my lemon in my hand. I guess I gotta wrap it up. It's a ran. Ain't got no plan. It's freestyle. It's ran. Ay, in this freestyle, you already know. I gotta calm down, get down with the groove too. You already know we gon' post it up on YouTube. You could call a bunch of your friends, get a couple views.
views. Then we blowing up on the whole view. Got the whole scale worldwide. Spread around, spread around, spread around. Hey, hey, we been speeding, flash through the lights. I can see it. Oh my God, I feel I'm blowing up like we Bieber. Ha, 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 ha. What you got now? Hey, got 100 tracks in the bag, and we ain't even uploaded yet, cause we still up in the studio 3 a.m. Chillin', 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 how you feeling? Hey, hey, chillin', 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 chillin'. I'm the civilian villain when I pull up and I tell them the truth, but they ain't never wanna listen to how I'm gonna do. I don't know, so I got it on my head now. Hey, I guess I gotta keep them back down. All the crew wanna wild out when I wild out, so I guess I gotta keep it down with the wild stuff. So I keep on flipping up the switch and then we go and get a hold on. Wait a minute, what you talking about? I think you get ahead of yourself before you get ahead of your life. I tell you one time. So one time you gon' go drop a rhyme, and 2 times then you gon' think that we lying, and 3 times you gon' start lining up the line, and 4 times I'ma tell you no more. You cannot shine on it like it's Brillo pad. Scratch it, scratch it, scratch it, scratch it, scratch it. What you getting at? Hey, talking about your pure action. What you getting at? Hey, wait a minute, they're adding up. Where's the math? Hey, 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 I guess I cannot understand it. Taking off, but I'm just always landing in a whole new level, and it's only getting better when you switch the level. When you switch the level, you a diamond and you shining and you don't even know it. Hey, and you don't even know it. Hey, they just trying to shine. I don't care, cause I'm blowing up. Why? Cause I'm blowing up. Why? I don't know enough. Why? So we rockin' and we rock. Knock them out when I sock them in the what? I don't sock them cause I ain't got no time for that. I'm a philosophical lyricist. If you're hearing this, want you to listen. I ain't never fearing this. It's a tell, I'ma tell. If I tell you, I'ma tell it well. I can never spell, ever do anything wrong. I'ma tell you now.
Woo! That was fire. That was fire. I guess I gotta wrap it up. It's a wrap. That was fire. That was fire. She got warmed up, y'all. She got warmed up. She didn't play with y'all.
Once.
She didn't play with y'all.
Hopping in the story. To tell you well, hey, riding the safari, hey, see all these creatures, holler at me, how to pick up on the hop out freestyle, on my horse sleigh, hey, what we finna say, yeah, more of a dance, performance enhanced, and my hands, and I move my hands, shift them and switch them, and you know what, man, okay, no shade. That's okay, cause it's smooth like butter, call it shake, but you ain't got nothing better. Wibbly wobbly on the top, and I feel like I'm topping over like an ice cube falling on the top. I'm shifty, yeah. But there's plenty of them building up on the top. The tension's really hot, and they cannot stop it. So I been rocking. What's next? I'll tell them what's next. Let's go. Don't flex. Hey, yeah, we cool. Yeah, we cool. What we finna do? Pull up, hop out with my friends at school, and what? I don't talk about school because it's too whack. Let me change topic. Let me bring it back. Pull up in the Ferrari, ayy. Yeah, we getting plenty, ayy. Pull up in the Ferrari, hey. Spend a pretty penny, hey. On a lot of food, hey. Go shop at Wendy's, hey. No, it's not sponsored, but it's food.
Hey! Okay.
Oh my God. That's Charlize. You have another message you want to give, or you?
Why you always hating when I'm flipping up the game, bro? Every single time I tell them that I'm getting paid, bro. They look at me different, my phone really itching, but I'm getting everything I need. Okay. Every time they look look at me like just cause I'm living up. Cause I'm confident they get livid enough just to come at me like I'm coming out of the cut. Just cause I'm making new changes and they really trying to change up my wages. I'm telling you different, I'm telling you different. Just cause I'm making it bigger don't mean I'm ignorant. I understand the situation, so you living lower and I'm getting better, I'm swelling. I'ma tell you this, little fella. Do not come to me just because I'm good and I know what I'm doing now. Don't try to act out just because you thinking that you really loud. And I told you once and I'll tell you now. And I'll tell you again and I'll tell you, son. This is the one, this is the only one. You were ending now, I'ma end you now. Okay, I understand that you really think that you bigger. Okay, okay, I guess I'm getting figures. But you was still underwater and I can't understand it cause you thinking that you ever bought another thing off of me. I'm not even a dealer. You could really even conceal this relationship. I never told you anything, but you were really thinking that you was finna be my first pick. You was not even my friend. I'm gonna tell you once again, once again. Okay, stop wilding when you know you hella childish. I'ma tell you real for real, yeah, we rapping childish. Get me no, but you see me, I do not understand it. So I pick it up and hand it over to the other side. Okay, like how we ride. We subside on the side, cause we sipping all the time. So we sipping on the lifting and we still chilling, right? Okay, no shade, but you wanna act like you was the best, like no hate. I was gonna tell you, you should really. The beat was kind of slow when it came back, but I'm still gonna rap fast for the track just so I can prove that I can rap on any single flow. If you never gotta go real fast, okay, I gotta take it back because I don't wanna. My head top going, oh my god, I don't know what to do. Okay, right. How you feel that? How's that, right? Okay, feel like a roller coaster, but I feel like I'm about to fly over the Nova Scotia and we still chilling, going places Toyota, and I feel like I should grow up, get a Toyota. I guess I really gotta give them the cold shoulder because they look at me different when I'm getting big. They look at me different when I'm getting big. They look at me different because I'm getting big, and I guess I gotta just drop the singing. Burn it. I can turn it up like. Burn it, got the controller. Oh, I'ma change up. Get your pay up. I'ma tell you real what I don't get.
Woo! Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Woo! That's Charlize.
That was amazing.
And she didn't rehearse none of that. That's freestyling, straight up freestyling.
Eminem is also an Aquarius moon, and I love how they can just like go fast at will and just like rap out a hyper level. Like, she's dope. She's dope.
It's not just because of her daughter. She's dope. I just can't like no, like you know.
I got to a place where I can finally freestyle, and I'm like 20. No, I turned 29 in June, and at her age, she freestyles way better than I do.
She's 15, and she's been freestyling since she was 8.
She freestyled more than me.
It's so long.
And she didn't really. She hasn't done any freestyling at all for weeks now.
No, it's months.
Months. So this is like her first appearance, you know, with doing this in a long time. But no matter what, when you have that inner gift, it's there forever. It's eternal. It's in every moment, every incarnation. You know what I mean? And still, there's messages that you know she's giving with her freestyling and everything that comes together. Because you know we're creating the energy not only with our children and ourselves, but it comes like a huge family dynamic for all of us in what we're bringing together with these gifts. You know what I'm saying? And to just really truly step into it more and more, even if it's not you know what anybody would normally do. So that's it. We're all blowing up here. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Thank you for letting me rap again.
Tell him louder.
Thank you for letting me speak and rap.
Yeah, she's gonna go take her nap.
Thank you for rapping for us, and still, even though you want to take a nap, you still graced us with your talent very much. Thank you. Queen Charlize. Thank you.
Queen Charlize.
I never even called that.
Well.
I'm literally waiting to take this shirt off and leave go take my nap.
All right, Charlize, we heard you. Okay.
Have a fun time. Bye, guys.
Say see you later instead of bye.
See you later.
Mm-hmm.
Kanye needs to hear her, Sharon.
I know. If anybody out there, you know any way to get Charlize's stuff out there. Oh, you didn't give your your YouTube and your Instagram. Can you please?
I low-key haven't posted on YouTube in like 10 years.
Okay, whatever. Go
My
ahead.
YouTube. It's been so long, I low-key forgot it. Sunchild.
Okay, Charlize's YouTube is. Why are you laughing?
Did you sneak into the camera?
What? Sandchild?
Yeah.
And what's the Instagram?
It's Charlize.Green.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Art page is Dope Panda.
Green is Charlize, and she's also an artist too. She draws as well. Like really, she's multi-talented.
Art is relaxing.
Oh wait a minute, it's at Charlize Green, right?
Charlize Grandma. Yeah.
Oh my God, oh, the sarcasm.
It's not sarcasm. Sarcasm? Actually, it was sarcasm.
Yes, you're always sarcastic. She's always sarcastic. Like she takes it to the extreme.
Oh my God.
You know?
Sometimes I say stuff and it's not sarcastic, and you still call it sarcastic.
And she's gonna shoot to go for the what? America's Got Talent. So if anybody out there know you have any connection for Charlize to get in, she was at the Apollo last year. She came in first place. So I needed more people to clap loud. You know what I mean? So either way, no, not now, Mike. That was back then. Wanting to clap.
Yeah.
Oh, I love trolling you too, man. That's what it's like. Oh, but you see how interesting when I said clap, and how when we follow that energy of what cognitively is it when you hear clap, but then you didn't hear all of it. What I said before. So you clapped instinctively, and just as much as laughing, that you still responded with laughing. You know what I mean? And this is what we're doing with the energy and the power that we have to bring it on together. Mm-hmm. And notice that Charlize mentioned that she dreamt about the radioactive aliens. Remember last week? What was was it last week? Yeah, it was last week. We spoke about the radioactive energy. That's what's flowing through us. And with Charlize and her rapping, that's another cosmic flow of messages that are coming through from her lyrics, you know? And it's nothing that she's written. And she does write some of her lyrics, but when she's freestyling from her heart and what she's connecting to cosmically.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. No script, no nothing. Mm-hmm. And pick the music. Yeah. Yep. Awesome. Okay, so all right.
That was amazing.
It was amazing. That was fire.
Yeah.
That was definitely fire.
Well, I think now is the perfect time to segue into the PayPal live readings. So for those of you who would like a live reading, I see a few of you have started while we were talking. So we're going to start with you. I got my tarot cards. And Sharon will definitely channel messages for anyone who has a question. The link is in the description box below for those of you who would like a live reading. And one kind of homework that I have for you is to kind of play this and listen to it at least 7 times. You don't even have to listen to like the whole broadcast 7 times. Kudos to you if you do. There's magic in the number 3 and 7. So try and give it a good 7, even if it's just maybe a portion you listen to. And it doesn't have to be in a row. It doesn't have to be consecutive. It doesn't even there's no time limit to this. Just letting you know, I'm going to put this in podcast form soon. So keep that in mind. But we're going to start with Empress Daisy. Shout out to Empress Daisy in the building.
Shout out Empress Daisy.
Capricorn Moon Click in the house. Shout out to my Capricorn Moons. We're literally dying inside. It's amazing, but I'm learning more about accepting death and, stepping into power. like never before, which I thought would be scary, but it's more of a chore. Just really feeling. I'm low-key rhyming, my bad. Okay, so
Oh my goodness.
so first we have Empress Daisy. Do you she wants a message on spiritual death and transformation.
A message on spiritual death and transformation. So not to do with herself personally or in general?
For herself personally.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's like immediately, Empress Daisy, I get this image of you being connected to the forest, and it's like you transform energy greater in the darkness through the forest, if that makes any sense. Like I feel that connection that you have. And it's also best when you're going through your own spiritual transformation that you're doing it in a lone space. They're showing me, okay? Okay, so what I'm feeling is that some part of you is ready for another level of this transformation, but you're going to be doing it by yourself. And even if it means that you connect in the woods somewhere, that's what I'm getting very highly. Okay, out in the woods, even like setting a campfire if necessary, because I feel like you're going to be connecting to like in a greater cosmic sense, through the density of the forest. Okay. And that's what I'm getting for you. Very loud and clear. And I could actually see you, like I physically see it, like when you have that cloak over you, and it's like I feel you transmuting and just really tapping into this aspect of the primordial goddess through the forest. Okay. So I hope that makes sense for you.
Beautiful. And
Oh, she said she knew she had to go to the woods at night. Yes, that's what I see you going to the woods at night, even if it's not near to you, because that's where you get your greatest activations, your greatest visions. Even you have connection to the fireflies that they'll speak to you as well. Okay.
and I literally got the judgment card and the 10 of cups with the Knight of Swords, like literally running towards this. Like this transformation is going to open the clouds to happily ever after at such a young age, which is lit. So next we have merging timelines.
Oh,
Thank you, merging timelines. No question. What message do you have to channel for her?
merging timelines. Okay. Um. It's okay. So as I see where you are, I don't know if you're right near a window right now. I'm feeling like as if you have a portal in your bedroom, okay? And it shines, it looks very slanted where it when you go near the window, or I don't know if you sit in a chair because it looks like you're in a chair, or that's where you need to be during the daytime hours wherever you are. And I feel like you are receiving communication from the higher realms through this window. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. And you're also very connected to the bird planet, the avian bird planet, because a lot of your frequencies that you get is through the birds. Okay, so if you've been seeing a lot of birds lately, just know that they have a message for you. So make sure you look up the meaning of the birds. It feels like cardinal birds, okay? Like they're in pairs or something. So that's what I'm getting for you. Mm-hmm.
And the tarot card that I have for you. Oh gosh, these two flew
Oh,
out.
you've been seeing lots of red birds. Okay, so look up the red birds. Look it up, the meaning.
These literally flew out right now. This right here, it's like an exciting new. You're embarking on an exciting new adventure that you create yourself. It's creative energy you're gonna have, but you're totally doing it like on the low. It's like a secret adventure that you're going on, which is gonna be totally exciting because you know you're gonna pull it off, but it's nothing that you're necessarily going to expose. And we have the Empress and the Queen of Cups here with the Wheel of Fortune. So follow your bliss, my friend. Follow your bliss because it's going to lead you.
Mm-hmm. And the Empress card also is an indication of the energy of giving birth. Okay, the goddess of giving birth and transformation. Just to let you know.
So next we have Marie Flore Flor Calixte, she wants a channeled message, please. Libra, Sun, Cancer, Moon, Sag, Rising, if needed.
Okay, I feel as soon as Mike called your name, I feel sadness, depression, and whatever you have been processing through for this whole week, practice even more with detaching with it. Okay, it feels very heavy. I'm feeling it in your solar plexus. Okay, I almost feel like as if this is something to do with you leaving from a specific location, or leaving from wherever you're living or staying or something. That's what it feels like to me, because there's a heaviness around you with that. So if you're being guided to do that, do so. Okay, think something will come through for you to be able to leave. So they're making me feel like to listen to that inner voice and what you need to do next to leave from whatever you need to leave karmically. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. So let's see you walking away. Mm-hmm.
What I have for her is very, very high like levels of advancement. Already off the bat, what I'm channeling is you're getting ready to go, like there's where you see yourself and where you want to reach your peak, but you're being taken to a level far higher than you thought possible. And certain fears about like whether you can handle or not are irrelevant, because you were born to do this. Like you're going to be surprised by how like amazing you are. Shay 370, you know what time it is. Y'all, we do have the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords and the Strength card here. So we're literally seeing a dynamic where someone has everything on their plate and they feel like they failed. They feel like they have this burden. And the Strength card is literally reviving this individual, coming in a position where they needed them to be at this place. And I feel like you're that Strength card, which is interesting. Mm-hmm. Next, we have Jessica Stewart, and she asks, should I write the letter and send it?
Yes, I feel it. I feel anxiety that you're having around it. And immediately, as soon as Mike called your name, I feel this level of joy that's coming from within you. So if writing that letter is bringing you towards your greater freedom, don't be in fear of it and just do it. Okay, because it's going to, and don't focus on the outcome of what comes from that letter. Okay, just know that you're following your heart and you're following your guidance. And I feel you feeling lighter inside. Okay, so that's what I get.
This is amazing. I literally pulled the scenario. So I got these two first when you were saying follow your heart. So the Empress is usually a resounding yes, even if it's not the outcome you want, right? But we literally have the message traveling through air. And then it's literally this person here that she wants to send it to. It's like they're getting that emotional intent and hearing the Hermit. So the Eight of Wands is saying things will kind of flow swiftly. It's encouraging it. The Four of Cups is more like someone curving something, but it's important to see how he's going to receive it regardless. So you do want to send it.
Yeah, send the letter. And I think the Eight of Wands represents letters also. It represents written stuff, doesn't it? Eight of Wands represent written material or something.
And the magician is a yes, like especially if you want to hear from them.
Yes.
So the next one we have is Lisa Zaccario, Sun Virgo, Moon Leo, Scorpio rising. Will my sacred partner Drew, Gemini Sun, return?
I'm not feeling right now. No, not yet. Not right now. Okay. And I'm hearing from spirit that to let go of what you're expecting when it comes to him. And once you let go, then you're freeing up that energy for something to manifest. Okay. That's what I'm getting. Mm-hmm. I know who you are.
I literally got the king and queen, but their backs are faced to each other. So it's a Gemini season. He's a Gemini. Talk to him. Make proactive effort to actually talk. If you're not in a position to, he definitely it's very possible he will, especially if you tune into his energy and just imagine talking to a spirit while not being there. But I really wouldn't expect much to really solidify until later And everything Sharon was saying was right. It's really better to kind of let go of expectations.
Yeah, because it's an energy, Lisa, that I'm seeing it, that you still have it, and I feel that once you let go of the energy, then you're creating a new cycle of manifestation for the contact to come. Okay, because that's what changes things, freeing up the energy with no expectations and act like as if it doesn't matter. Seriously. Hmm.
So next we have Alexandra, Alexandra Nidegger, and she would like a channeled message.
Okay, when I tune into you, Alexandra, I get scientific. Okay, so I feel like with you that your dharma, your destiny is dealing with things either cosmically, whether you are being very creative with architecture, engineering, mathematics. I just feel like that is where you are, the intellectual, okay, but you're bringing it like with the from the cosmic sense. Okay, so if you've been feeling as if you're to move in that direction, they're saying go ahead and do it because you are in the right direction. Okay, you're very, very intelligent. So please use your gifts with what you have, to do with that. I even feel like as if you're going to do like a educational book with this. It feels like where it's something that's going to be taught in school eventually, but something different. It's almost like it's something you're dealing with cosmically in a book that's going to be taught in classes. If that makes sense, but that's what I'm feeling for you.
I have my I have the the high priest. Wow. I have the high priestess and the nine of wands, which is talking about your intuition developing a discerning quality. But it's almost like if you're the high priestess, certain people are looking at you skeptically because they don't really see into the wisdom of what you're saying, and they're skeptical because it's like they don't know if they can trust you, but they're only worried because the stuff you're saying, you're picking up stuff about their life that they know you shouldn't know, but they don't really believe in like that psychic stuff like that. So they're just, so you got some people on edge around you because it's like you're so close to turning them into believers, which is pretty amazing. So next we have Bonnie LeBaron. Bonnie would like a channeled message.
Hmm. Bonnie, immediately what I feel with you is your connection to animals. Okay, so they're bringing me like to a farm-like setting. I feel like you communicate with animals, and when I mean animals, I'm talking like horses, pigs, ducks. It may sound strange, but I even feel like as if there's a part of you to do children's stories or children books, being in that self-expression and how you connect to Mother Earth with the animals. Okay, and don't be shy because I feel there's a part of you that holds back on that because not everyone does that, or something to do with the family, and maybe that's not anything anyone does. You know what I mean? If you feel pulled to be near a farm, you're in the right place. Or if you're on a farm, near a farm, you're at the right place. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, even if it's planting, flowers, gardening, animal, that's what I'm getting. Mm-hmm.
And I have the Ace of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Page of Cups. If you're single, this is like a long-term relationship with like a Superman who's going to really perhaps do anything from create a new child with you to really express new emotional feelings or a proposal. Now, this is also talking about the manifestation of superpowers and intuitive gifts through you as well. So enjoy. Next, we have Andrea Lantz. She would like a channeled message. Please don't mind
Andrea,
ashy fingers.
Andrea Lenz. You have so much to express, Andrea, that they're saying it's time to put it on paper, time to put it in writing, time to bring out your ideas, okay? Because you keep a lot of your ideas and thoughts in the mental space, and now they're saying, okay, time to bring it out in expression now, okay? Bring it out in expression. I feel this excitement around you, and the excitement I feel is the future you, because I'm in your future self, and your future self is excited because you're finally putting your ideas out in the physical world now. So get going with it, okay? Get going with it. And with you, it's like stuff for you is also supernatural. and it's not in of this world. Okay, so I'm really feeling strongly is to get going on it. No more waiting or expand on this. Okay, for yourself. Mhm.
Okay, interestingly enough, I see the Page of Swords and the Eight of Swords. It's like you're seeing forward, and if this is indicating somebody who's looking forward, but they feel stuck. It's like they actually have something to say, but they're too worried about how it's going to come across. And of course, their understanding is limited. This isn't the King of Swords or the Queen of Swords that has like much wisdom. The page is getting ready to leap. Now, this is also the card of a spy. So maybe someone is a little bit, jaundiced about their position. Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to incorporate the lovers, but this could also apply to a place where it's like you're wanting to talk to someone, but you feel a bit, oh shit, you feel a bit stuck. So keep that in mind. It's not a bad thing. Normally, I would say you want to actually be invigorated and believe in yourself, but actually sit in this energy because there's a purpose for the way things are happening, like so. And in some cases, I feel like that Page of Swords isn't you. It might be an influence that's looking at you, or maybe even stalking you, or spying. So Terrell Weidermeyer says relationship advice, please, Mike and Sharon.
No,
We
relationship.
got you.
We
We
got
got
you with this one. Yes, yes,
you.
yes, yes. And I'm not going to bring the cliche. Oh, huh?
He came to the right place.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, yes, yes. Of course, because I love talking about love, and Mike is the Gemini. He weighs both sides as well. Um, okay, well, tell me his name again. Give me the. It's a him. Is it a male? Because it feels like male energy.
It is Terrell Weidemeyer.
Terrell Weidemeyer. Okay. Aw. When I tap into your energy, Terrell, okay, there's a shyness about you. That I see that you have females that are around you, but it's almost like they're in the friend zone. And so if what I'm hearing coming from spirit is to open your heart to receiving love. I feel like it's either love is present with you, and I know that you're talking about like a relationship love, okay? And there's a part of you say, I want it, but then there's another part of you say, oh, I'm a little bit nervous about this. So see if you can work through releasing your fears surrounding having this, okay? Because I do feel like there's interest that these females have with you. It feels like three females. There's three of them that I see. Okay. But there's like you're shy. So see how much you can come out of your shyness, and that you can take a leap forward, and that you don't have to worry about whether it's almost like you I know this is pretty long. It's like you feel like as if you're quirky or odd, and you're worried about whether they'll like you for who you are. So accept yourself for who you are, and love is just going to be present always. Okay, they love you just the way you are. Okay.
All right. So the cards that I have.
I don't know if it feels like school friends or something.
I got the Hierophant and I got the Star. The Hierophant and the Star is talking about recognition. Maybe, yep, it comes with the soulmate. So, Terrell, I'm really picking up that your psychic ability gets triggered by the woman you're around too. So it makes it harder to have like the normal dynamic of getting to know someone when your powers are your awareness and energy is also getting activated as well. On top of also, having natural attraction and pheromones releasing. So we have the Star, the Temperate, the Hierophant card, and the Soulmate card, which is talking about soulmate recognition. This is actually a marriage card, right? And you can say this is about twin flames, but this is actually talking about connecting with someone in a sense where you're actually uniting under a common cause. It's like meeting someone at church. the vision I had is like at a concert where the connection is pure. You're not trying to spit game at each other. And it's interesting because it's the Queen of Swords that you're connecting with. You'll find that with the karmic nature of the star, you might be blocked from connecting with women because the universe is preparing you for this specific person as well. This usually happens in soulmate situations where some people will literally just get cock blocked because they're having to purify their energies for a sacred union. But regardless, the star and the temperance card are talking about what do you believe in, what inspires you, and what's your spirituality, what's your faith. You want to focus on that because you're going to connect and bond with your partner through that, through really immersing yourself in that and through enjoying this intellectual match that you're about to really manifest with pizzazz. So we have iconic Eileen. Next steps to receive patience about my mother and financial future.
Patience about your mother. Well, what I'm picking up on from spirit is letting go of your attachment with your mother, that even though she's your mother, that when you free up whatever you're experiencing with her, because it kind of feels like she represents that old energy, and then a part of you feels like you're obligated to your mom, and it kind of like holds you back in other things that you want to do with your life. So even though she's your mom, and and you feel like as if you're losing your patience because she's teaching you, are you now going to step into your power, not compromise yourself because she's your mom? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm kind of getting with that, because I feel the frustration around you to do with your mom. And it doesn't mean that because she's your mother that you don't love her. You love her, yes, but now it's time for you to be in your own sacred space and your own freedom and your own personal power and all of that stuff. What was the other question again, Mike? Because I don't remember the other question.
Financial future.
Oh, financial future. Okay. I'm hearing that whatever you do now, that it's time to let that go. It's like everything to do with that, your mom, is to let that go and to start on a new venture. And they're saying that you know what it is. It feels like as if it's in another location, that it doesn't feel like it's where you are presently. So if you're getting a nudge to go to another state, another county, do that. Okay, even if it's the work that you do is in another county or another state or something, because to me it feels like your finances will increase when you move location from where you're at. That's what I'm getting.
And
Oh, she has dementia. Oh gosh, I know that's hard.
the card that I have for you
Mm-hmm.
is the 10 of Cups, the Judgment card, and the 3 of Cups. So this isn't addressing your mother or financial situation. It's addressing that the most pressing matter beyond both of those is your whole entire world. Like I don't want to say you're living a false reality right now, but your whole entire world is about to split open, and like the true reality of your destiny is going to set in, and there's about to be so much bliss and celebration. You're about to be like, everyone involved in your life story is about to be just brimming with happiness. And this is going to happen it's going to happen now, establish itself July, and then be fixed in August. So this is really amazing. It has everything to do with an awakening, a deeper awakening. Not like this like enlightenment we've had where like, oh, I'm aware of more stuff, but this is really amazing because it's really going to shift your whole situation. So next we have
Before you finish it, Eileen, see what you can get help with, resources out there to get help with your mom, so you're not doing it all alone. Okay, because I had an aunt that also had dementia, and I know other people that go through it, and it can be very challenging. So what spirit is showing you is to get outside help and not try to do it alone. Okay, so I just wanted to tell you that so you have peace with this for yourself. Okay, Mike.
Amen. And next we have Aqua Elliott, who says any channeled message will be appreciated. He is an Aquarius.
I figured that because it's Aqua Elliott. I was like, ooh, my fellow Aquarian.
Aries rising.
It's
in the middle.
interesting. When I feel into Elliot, who is Aqua, immediately I'm seeing this energy of you connecting to the water. Okay. And I'm not saying it as cliche. It's like I feel you're like the merman. They're bringing me into a past life with you and how much you connect to the dolphins. I even feel like you speak the dolphin language. Okay. And that you're supposed to be channeling the dolphins and channeling the water with the dolphins or something. So have you felt that? Because I'm getting that very, very strongly. Okay. And they're saying to bring it out, let it come out, and start recording it. Start recording it because there's this connection that you have to the water with the dolphin, the merman energy, that energy with who you are. Okay. And it brings in a greater power within you. That's what I'm hearing. He's smiling. Yeah. Yeah. I see you. Yeah.
Boop, 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 boop. So I have the Justice card, the Five of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups. This is talking about marriage and getting with someone. And it's important because this is with the Five of Pentacles energy. So I think I'm getting this card because I think either of you might be apprehensive, like, oh, I don't think we have enough money for a wedding. I think maybe one of you might be like, oh, I don't know. I want to wait until we're a lot more financially stable to get married. And this actually suggesting you do it now, that you might, like, I don't even want to say that you're financially struggling or anything, but there's a very deep significance with this Five of Pentacles to not necessarily let any lack stop you. This isn't even a wedding card as much as just like going to the court and getting a marriage license. So something to keep in mind, especially if you're single, because it's going to. Next, we have Wan Yi. My name is Juan. Okay. Juan without.
Juan?
So my name is pronounced like Juanne without N-E.
Oh, okay.
Juan, Wan. Okay. Question, advice on my next move physically and spiritually. Sending to both of you.
Thank you. Okay. I literally get an image of what it's a he, right? Because I get an image of what he looks like.
And the bottom card for Aqua Elliot was the Ace of Cups. So this is predicating upon like a new union, which is pretty dope.
Yeah, and it's a spiritual marriage also, spiritual union as well. And connecting to, you're talking about Elliot, right?
Yeah, Elliot.
Yeah, because I was gonna say in a spirit saying I must tell him that it's like a spiritual marriage, and it would make sense that you're having this spiritual marriage with the feminine energy through the water, and the dolphins is masculine energy, but it's still the connection that he has to the dolphins that brings a higher frequency. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So then now the next person you said is Drew N.
Yep.
Okay.
Juan.
Yeah. Okay. Very intellectual when I tap into your energy, and they're making me feel like this is what they're telling me to tell you to work through your the spiritual aspect of this. Work through letting go and connecting to your emotional body. Okay. Whatever you're holding inside, cry if you need to, release, because they're saying you're not releasing, and it's like I feel like you're holding in all this energy within yourself and you're not releasing yourself from this it feels like blocks that you have. Okay, so that's what I'm hearing. Now once you start working through your emotions in that space, because I feel like as if you need to cry, you need to let something out. Okay. There's something that's leading you to either a trip or like some sort of a retreat of some kind. So if you're planning to, or if you're getting invitations to go on a retreat, even if it's 2 days or 3 days, do that. Okay. because it feels like the energy around you is kind of stagnating, and it's time to connect to the other parts of yourself that is so heavy, and you're not like in an emotional freedom. All right, so I hope that makes sense.
And the
Oh,
card,
one is a female. Okay, so okay.
yeah, like Juan.
Joanne, okay. Okay. I see you short with dark hair. Like I see you very short with dark hair. Um and it's like you're just closed up in a room, and it's time to get out and to express and to release this energy that you have going on within you, and it's almost like a fear you have to go out. Okay, so
And the cards that I have for you, I got the Hermit and the Four of Pentacles, and the bottom card is the Four of Cups.
the Hermit card, see, being inside all the time, that's what the Hermit represents.
And it's like,
Mhm.
that's my birth card, by the way. And it's
I
also,
know.
it looks like you're sitting on a gold mine. It's like you're really sitting on a lot of wealth, and you're stepping in. This could literally even be you turning down opportunities until you really come into something that moves you, because you're deep in contemplation, but you are developing your own wealth. It's a gold mine. It's not just the Four of Pentacles, it's the Hermit, and it's more than just money. It's like wisdom that is going to really give you a unique foundation to where you're independent. The Hermit, Four of Pentacles, is independent autonomy and success, to where you fully thrive making your own money as well, and that's lit. And I got the Ace of Cups, so there's a
New
new
beginnings. That's a new beginning.
and psychic powers too that will be very exciting. So next we have Opiv DKPW, a float on through. I think I'm saying it way more complicated than it is. I apologize. I
Yeah,
have
that's confusing.
I have a small voice in my head that is a real hater. For example, don't we all? I feel you. For example, um, let's see. I could be talking to the most beautiful, intelligent person I'd ever seen in my life, and it would be there as tiny interference, like, they're ugly. What an idiot. I feel you. I thought it was only me. To be clear, 99.99, and it's 9:09 p.m. as I read this. 909.99% of me doesn't resonate whatsoever with this voice. It's almost like the exact opposite of what I want to be thinking about, and somehow it manifests as a little voice. It could be some type of demon whispering, but it has very little power for me. I just don't like that it yaps negatively about people. Sometimes I feel like others feel it. Did I cause it by repressing negativity, or what's the Okay, first of all, I've suffered through this. So what is the purpose and nature of this voice? I've gone through this for like the past decade, and it's been very torturous, because you may feel like you have to hold it back, but my friend, it's not you. You've opened up your psychic senses to where you're able to hear. It's like the devil and angel on a voice. So it's going to speak or act like it's your own thought. But the fact that the thing you want to learn about it is it's okay to blast that, because it's going to channel through your shadow, which is why it feels like you have to hold it back. But what you want to do is literally let it blast through. The point is not saying it, it's accepting. As long as you don't agree with what it says, as long, because sometimes it'll test in that way too. It'll say things to kind of trigger you, and you don't want to feel bad or guilty for saying it. Just don't accept it or don't agree with it, because it's not really you. It's just an antagonistic force. I swear, I thought I was the only one that goes through that too. That's crazy. And the card that I have for my bad, the card that I have for you is the Nine of Swords. This is it. The Nine of Swords, where you're kind of hearing it doesn't you'll be really surprised to see how much it's not you. It's really more a consequence of you being highly psychic. But the good news is you're about to step into satisfaction, where this is under control, and you really learn the whole cycle of this. So it's going to be cool.
Okay, so what I was hearing is that you are like your own worst enemy in a way. So to release your own thoughts about yourself and how you think you're viewed by others. I'm hearing that some of this comes from your childhood and past lives, because I could hear and see either your elders, it feels like one is a female energy, talking down to you, condescending. You feel bad. You're not loving yourself, or you're criticism. There's like a lot of criticism, a lot of criticism. Okay, so it's important for you to go deep into yourself from your childhood, and so that way you release that block that you have to, that there's a saying that sometimes someone would think that, oh, because somebody may look ugly but the other person's beautiful, they hold themselves back because they say, oh, I may not be good looking enough for the person, or I'm not good enough for the person, because they think the person's going to perceive them as that, when it doesn't mean that necessarily, because it goes deeper than that. So when you release and let go of how you feel about yourself because of what's been ingrained in your subconscious mind, which is what would show up and appear as negative, it's that you are no longer, I'm putting it out there for you right now, you're no longer attached to what was put into your spirit from your childhood. And it is now leaving now in this time and space continuum. And so it is. Okay.
So next we have Catherine Kazprzak. Catherine yeah.
Kazprzak?
Yeah, she would like a channel. I'm so sorry if I said your last name wrong too. Cass Space.
I'm literally getting a blank. Can you throw the cards and then let me see what pulls from the cards, and then I'll be able to expand?
Totally.
Okay, because it's either that she's closed or in fear of what message might come through. So just relax with me.
So the card that I have for you, Catherine Sama. Wow. God damn it, girl. Oh my God. Look at this. Bam. Someone's about to play their full hand. Catherine's just about to roll up and just be like, full house. Boom. Like, I stand my hand. Like, I was just acting like I didn't got it like that. Bam. But this is dope too, because it looks like this looks like
wishes coming true.
New intuitive gifts and talents, but also maybe a new romantic situation. The reason why it could kind of be both of those is definitely because this seems to be there's a definite like advancement that has a lot to do with either your art or really like a romantic intention or engagement. And the reason why I feel it's coming from you is because I see you in this Queen of Pentacles position. So yeah, but really you just coming up in that poker game, just like full house, mofo. You're just walking out with the whole pile, like yeah.
Okay, so with the cards that Mike pulled, I was able to tap into the energy, because it's almost like with her, it's like I feel her like in a corner and it's very quiet. Okay. And so what they're telling me is that you're activating a greater power within yourself of the divine feminine, and that magic itself, what's coming through for you is bringing on all your wishes and all your desires. So, whatever part of you has been dormant, sleeping, passive, come into that part of yourself with the Kali energy, the warrior goddess energy, the powerhouse. Okay, because it's that power that you activate within you is going to bring on a greater manifestation. So, whatever fear you have with it, you can now let that go. And I always say the best way to move through a fear of change or making a change is just do it, and don't even think about it. Just do it. Yeah, really pushing through that uncomfortableness. Yeah.
So next we have Patricia Chappelle Johnson. Am I hearing my guides?
Absolutely, you are, Patricia. You have a mouth about you too. And when I say a mouth about you, that you're very vocal. Okay. So there are times when you do speak that they're like getting the messages coming in, but sometimes I think you may sometimes overlook some of the messages. But it's okay though, because you're feeling like this greater inner freedom of being so vocal that I feel that you feel that, oh, maybe I'm not getting any messages, but you are. Sometimes messages may not necessarily come from whether we're hearing it, through the inner ear, but sometimes spirit is going to have the messages come through you, through your mouth, and not because you're hearing something. Does that make sense? Do you understand what I'm saying, Mike? Like that's happened to me. We're like, what? I said that? Oh my gosh, where did that come from? And if you did, your brain didn't have time to stop it, so your mouth is just speaking it. So they're saying that you're on a roll now, like really on a roll now, rapidly with speaking and vocalizing yourself. I even feel like as if you are meant to be a public speaker, or you're in a venue where you're speaking among a group of people. That's what I'm getting, that type of platform. Okay.
The cards that I have are the King of Swords and King of Pentacles. So you're going on a big, well, I'm not gonna call it adventure, but you're definitely establishing higher light into your vessel, and you're really walking a more like masculine path. I'm not gonna say you're walking a more masculine path, but I will say the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords are two guides in particular who are going to channel themselves through the men in your life, but also represent, one aspect of high intellect and then others of grounding the ideas you're having. And these are like two distinct, these aren't your only guides, but they're like two distinct guides that got their shit down pat. And they not only represent an archetype of a certain man, but they're actually two heavy influences that are working to bring great success. So that might be who you're hearing. The King of Swords is
and it's like there's like this power I'm feeling coming from her that's very, very strong. Very strong.
The King of Swords is highly telepathic, so you might be hearing that. The King of Pentacles really speaks more through body language, and probably is more like indirect knowledge gained through experience. So next we have Ashley Cullum. Any word on the ending of my marriage and the entrance of my mission mate? I'm Aqua Sun, Pisces Moon, Libra Rising.
We're so similar. Well, definitely you're walking away. See, and because Mike belched, that's definitely transmuting out.
I was like, oh, I hope you didn't hear that. I can't believe I just did that. Oh my God.
But it's facts though.
Like why did I do that?
No, but when you're processing, like when I do readings for people, I belch or I yawn. My throat will start to itch. My ears will itch sometimes. So sneezing, all of this is what's processing through all the. She said this. He said he heard that. We all heard it. Oh, it's so hilarious. Oh my gosh. So Mike just processed that out for you. Okay, that's what happened. Even passing gas too. That's a part of transmutation. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yep. So okay, so what I'm getting is that you're moving in the right direction with what you already know in your heart. Because the one thing about when it comes to the Aquarian energy, when we get the information on what to do next, we don't even hold ourselves back. We just do it, So I just feel that you're taking charge and you're just doing it, and you're letting go of the baggage. So with Aquarians, they say that we don't have a problem with letting go and detaching. When it comes to changes, only that sometimes the changes for us, when we don't make it, then Uranus steps in and then it becomes drastic. So I kind of feel like that they're saying to get things in action if you haven't already. Okay. Because, and I also feel that you're going through a career change as well. It's not just your home situation. That's what I'm hearing. Was there a two-part question? Because I don't remember. But
I don't believe so, but I did get the Knight of Pentacles and Wands.
That's moving. That's moving.
And then the Two of Cups. Yeah. So it's like you're definitely it's the night energy. I feel is your mission mate that's ready to transition the energy, because nights are messengers. But the Two of Cups is sitting. You could definitely expect a deepening connection, as the Two of Cups is a spiritual marriage, which will definitely progress things
Yeah, I
along.
feel there's a partner coming in too for her.
So next we have Khadija 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 Williams, or Khadija, Goddess Essence Energy. Just want to say thank you to both of you and Sharon. No specific question, not specific question, just would like some advice moving into my new solar year. May 26th, Gemini Sun, Virgo Moon, Capricorn Rising. Much love, family.
Well, you go first, Mike, with that. So I channel after what? Yeah.
Cool beans. Well, oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Her chart.
A card literally fell off the deck, and I got the Two of Cups. The Two of
Your
Cups.
relationship.
And the bottom card is the Five of Pentacles. Once again, it's like two people meeting each other. Not really when they're at their lowest, but it's like the Five of Pentacles are like two people who get together even when they don't have the most, which is really beautiful, because love is an ancient card. I got the Knight of Wands. Maybe this is a Sagittarius too that's gonna really, I want to say,
very quickly, like very quickly,
very swiftly,
and he's going to activate a lot of sexual energy with you and for you. I just want to let you know.
Facts.
Yeah, truly firing you up. I just want to let you know. He's going to bring out like a greater aspect of your goddess energy, and what they're saying is, I know like some females will say, oh, I do bring out my sexiness, but they're telling me that there's something more that's activating with your sexual energy, like really tapping into that flower inner goddess energy of power with all the parts of you. And there's more to come. That's what they're saying. There's more to come. Okay. You're awakening to the greater powerful goddess you. That's what they're showing me. Very sensual energy.
Next, we have Angelique. If you have any chance.
Angelique. Oh, I feel the softness energy with Angelique. I see your smile. Okay. And there's just like a very, it's like the name that was given to you. It's like you make up that name, Angelique, that there's an angelic presence about you. A sweetness. It's like the thing though is that people have walked and stepped over you so much, or what you've allowed to happen is the best way to word it. And they're telling me that you're moving through a dark period in your life, okay? Because when we have that part of ourselves that's in this purest way, of course, it's going to attract the darkness. It's going to attract all these experiences that feels very heavy, because it feels kind of blobbish like, but they're telling me to tell you that you're moving through it. You're actually transiting out of it. I would recommend that you get your chart read with Mike, so he kind of gives you a greater idea on your they're telling me that there's a specific transit that you are moving through that is starting to shift. So you're getting through it. Just know that you're getting through it. Okay.
It's interesting. I got 3 tens. So it's like
see the swords. Yeah, there it is. Yeah.
Working to the bone and feeling like you might have reached an end, but that hard work created a new legacy. So it's like you may not see it though, because both of the wands have stuff in their face, and I feel like this might be you, the Strength card. There's like either this is a spirit guide, or it's definitely a goddess that has been helping. It's a parallel for saying you have the inner strength to get through, but you may be the Strength card assisting this individual. But I sense like this could even be your higher self kind of helping as well.
And see, even those swords on the back, that card always represents the pain that we feel and the sadness and the depression. But again, what I feel to add follow up with that is that you're the one that is going to get yourself through it with that inner strength, so the Strength card showed up for you. So,
Next, we have Yerusha Jimenez, who would like to send out a message.
Yerusha, and what is the last name?
Jimenez.
Okay. throw the cards for me on is it a female? Feels like female
I
male
think so. The
energy.
card that I got for Yarusha,
Mm-hmm.
the Five of Swords and the Knight of Swords.
Mm-hmm.
This is a know-it-all. Let me see if I can get clarity. Yeah. Oh snap.
Oh, oh, Yerusha. So it is. She is female. Yerusha for the reading Sagittarius, Taurus rising, and eighth house Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Neptune in all eighth house. Okay. All right. See, I like when I have the right name, so I pick up on a greater vibration for her. Oh,
Interesting.
Dushman
I got this card, right? But it's like this person is mad at I don't know which one you may be, but the reading I have is like this person seems to be mad at this person who they think swindled them. It's like you might have given a job to them, especially because we have the Ace of Wands, right? And the Page of Wands here. Someone who might have kind of either swindled you because the Five of Swords, Knight of Swords is pissed. I'm coming with my homies and my sword. And the Seven of Swords is like, I gotcha. So it's coming with the Fool and the Ace of Wands. I think especially if you get blessed with something with this Jupiter energy, try to be very careful about people over promising something and not falling for schemes and scams. I think this is more prophetic, so you could avoid it just in case, especially if you're skeptical about something that someone's offering you.
Yeah. When it's interesting because when I feel even with her name within herself, if you don't know the meaning to your name, Yerusha, I would definitely look it up because there is a connection that you have to uh, this powerful goddess energy. When you think of the Orishas, when you think of power, and with you, you work with dark energy to transmute with people. I feel like recently, it feels very recent, like you've had to deal with anger from either anger towards you from people or anger that you have had to finally push it back to others that have angered you. Okay. So just allow yourself to keep transmuting through it because there's telling me that you are getting to another greater aspect of self with that. Okay. And that's what I'm feeling. And I'm feeling all this power and energy coming from your solar plexus with all of this. So it's like you're on the right track with your feelings and what you need to speak and say and do to get to the next level. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm feeling. Yeah.
Next, we have Marilu. And
Mary.
Marilu Bauman said, I'd like to be emotionally happier. Any remedy? Well, I got the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is Sun and Scorpio. It's all about feeling pure. This is suggesting that you really sit with your inner child and ask yourself, what makes you happy? What are the things that as a child you used to love to do that would make you go wild? And really, what brings you that nostalgia? Watch old childhood shows that really giddy yourself up and, engage in certain hobbies or stuff that you like. And you may find that you have to rediscover that. You may find that you attract a soulmate who kind of reawakens this within you as well, or someone from your past, someone that you grew up with. So the card I pull is suggesting to go there, to start there.
Yes, Mike said it perfect. I That's what I talk about a lot when we want to go back into that space of feeling emotionally happy and in that emotional freedom. First of all, especially is to let go of attachments to what other people say, and that someone else or something else is not the be do all of your happiness. And think of all the things that you would love to do that you never got to do that would bring you joy and just do it. Okay. And even if you say, well, I don't have the money to do it, then be creative. Go back into that creative childlike energy. Children are so um they're so magical and so creative that they'll just like when they make the paper airplanes, like, oh, I want to go on an airplane. They just use their imagination. So use your imagination. It'll bring you the greatest joys. Watch children movies, if anything, or anything that might ignite you and bring you back into that joyful place. And go to the park, go swing on some swings, jump up and down on your bed, do something fun and spontaneous, and that will shift your energy. Okay.
Next, we have the Executive Advantage Virtual Administration Services.
What a title.
Clark, I think the name is Clark. Channeled message on my abilities, gifts slash supernatural relationships, and anything which comes through. Also, aho, thank you. So we have the Hierophant and the Star, which has a lot to do with supernatural abilities and gifts. So this the Star card is literally spiritual gifts. So the Hierophant is very important. This is Taurus's Aquarius. And this is talking about more so you establishing knowledge of these cosmic gifts. You have untapped, latent spiritual gifts that come from a cosmic place. And this is why this is important. Everyone's psychic. Everyone has gifts. Everyone has a basic level of gifts. The Star card, though, is talking about like supernatural power. The Star card is like being a human being, but then realizing, holy shit, I'm Captain Marvel. I didn't know.
Oh my God, Mike, guess what? I was going to say that his energy feels like Superman. And you just said Captain Marvel.
Yeah,
like he feels very big, cosmic, powerful energy like Superman. Remember, Superman was connected to the gods, right? As being a primordial god. That's exactly what I'm writing it down. And you said that.
And similar to Superman, Superman wasn't born like just knowing from the get-go that this had to be revealed to him. So this is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is like a guru. It's like established knowledge of these cosmic principles where you're going to learn how to step into this like you're going to college for learning superpowers. That's kind of the analogy I'm giving. Like it's going to be structured. You're going to really step into a new status quo. But what I'm getting is like a galactic university. Like
it's a galactic thing. Yeah, look at that. Someone named P Light. She said, soon as you said his name, Clark, immediately I heard Superman. Immediately I heard Superman. It's a huge, and I also feel like you have a lot of ladies want to get down around you. They feel your energy and they feel that power. Okay, because you hold a lot of divine masculine feminine codes integrated together with this supernatural power that comes with it, and I feel like you attract a lot of females with this energy. Just want to tell you.
Mm-hmm. So next we have biglovetarot.com and she she would like a channel message.
Biglovetarot.com. Do you know her real name by any chance?
Not at all. The card that I have for her probably is the Queen of Swords and the King of Wands. You're having an intellectual meeting of minds with a passionate individual. This King of Wands is definitely, so I think you might give a reading to the King of Wands. That's what I'm picking up. And you're going to find that you both have a very powerful soulmate connection because like the King of Wands has boundless energy and he's ready to just take over and really, set his legacy. But you're going to be an advisor to him. Like he'll definitely balance more and add fire to your life. But you're going to, with your tarot readings and intellect, really advise him. He's not like the King of Swords who thinks like you, but like his passion matches your intellect, and it's lit. It's lit AF.
And I'm also feeling like as soon as you started talking about, it's like my body started to get hot, and I felt this sexual energy that she exudes. And this sexual energy is like it's on fire. So if you've been feeling a lot of like sacral heat coming through your sacred root chakra, if you've been feeling like really horny or feeling like you're like literally like you're on fire, I'm just feeling it, okay, because it's like it's pulsating through my body as soon as Mike started talking about you, and there's something that you're channeling with the sexual energy with another individual. So I even speak like as if I feel like as if you connect very strongly to talking about what the sexual energy means for you and for others and how it shifts things in your outer world. So that's what I'm picking up with you. You have a lot of fire around you. Like I feel fire energy, either if you have like a lot of fire in your chart. I'm just getting that very strongly. Fire, fire, fire. That's what I'm hearing. Mm-hmm.
Next we have Empress Daisy, and she's like, any more tea? And I literally pulled the card of tea. It's like spirit is just going to, out of thin air, dish you some tea. This is all predicated on the 10 of Pentacles, though. So that theme of you're building a legacy. All right, this is the Leo woman, right? This is the strength of your passions. We got the Page of Swords, but it looks like this Page of Swords is bringing the world with them. So I get the sense that you have someone very powerful and influential either checking you out, or this is really you, because it has the Temperance and then the Wheel of Fortune, right? But we have the Empress and the Queen of Cups, which is important because the Queen of Cups has it's like she's looking in her cup and then sending this cup to this individual right here. And you were just asking for some tea. So this is definitely talking about psychic connection, really protruding for. I love how it reached and just completely came to some far left conclusion. But I was just urged to show you that cup materializing from thin air and let you know that this solution, not to your problem, but to your awareness, since you have Uranus in Aquarius in the third house, is to look all the way outside the box when it comes to your reality and kind of step into this quantum understanding and awareness. I even have the Justice card and the Star. So now that you've got your legal situation balanced out, this is going to really start hooking you up really well. Really well. All right.
So you done, Mike, or still?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. What I'm picking up for this is for Empress Daisy, right? This Empress Daisy. Yeah. They're showing me her like a businesswoman, like you are now on in a phase or in a timeline now of this businesswoman. So it's whether you're starting a business venture, or you're taking charge of your financial world in a new way. And it's like you are bringing in that greater inner masculine, feminine balance with this power that you have because you are leading the way now for yourself with your finances and your business and to start getting this business going. Because I see you in a suit, very sexy suit too. Like you're not like the type that wear the old conventional type. You bring in the sexy suave with it, and I see you like with this briefcase, and you're like the woman, woman. You're like really you bring it on with such great fiery energy, and they're saying to start rolling. It's supposed to start getting started with it right now because you're free now. You know, that's how they're showing it to me.
Mm-hmm. And that ten of Pentacles is you're going to make a fortune, like independently.
Very successful. Yeah, I see all this success around you. Mm-hmm.
Think Kylie Jenner, because Kylie Jenner is also a Leo in your age. He has the same Venus and North Node, so you're going to be making like Ten of Pentacles is wealthy, and has everything to do with like stepping into your own world. You're going to create your own world, kind of like
your own empire. It's almost like I don't watch Empire, but they're showing it to me just like Tariji, how she's like the one that started that empire. And what they're saying to tell you very importantly is make sure you manage your business yourself. Don't get too many people involved, because then if you do, it's going to start to collapse. So they're saying you must be the one that implement everything in the beginning stages of this project or this business venture that you are beginning. Okay,
that you have the power to do it yourself, or to minimize it with the Page of Wands and the Archangel Michael, or the Temperance and Fate and Destiny and the World means you got because like what you're doing is not a traditional business structure.
Yeah, and I don't know why I see you near the beach or I see you near the water. So if you don't live in a state or country near the water, I see it taking you near the water, like the sea. It looks like the sea to me. That's what I see. Well,
the traditional business structure, especially with like a LLC or a corporation where you have to hire a lot of employees, you have to like pay a lot of startup money. you don't really have those costs to incur, but you're still going to make like a large lump sum of money, and you're not going to have the most competition because it's only something you can do, but it fulfills a need that you've created. Like you're literally like creating a new industry, which is like super lit.
Yeah.
So
So
next,
that's
Jesse Stefan. Jesse, we have the Six of Swords, which is talking about like clearing up communication, and then it comes with the Ace of Swords and the World, and then also the Ten of Cups. But I really wanted to show how you're like sailing towards the completion of a scenario, a positive future. I know you saw that page, and the Ten of Cups is talking about a happily ever after ending, which is going to be amazing and time bending.
okay, Jesse. What I get for you is wishes being fulfilled. When I tap into even with the cards that came out for you, and I'm also getting images that you're also in an energy of business, but with you is business with a partner, and this partner is someone that is also your conscious soul sacred partner. That's what I'm getting. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And yeah, and it's going to be beautiful. Like I could just see all of this just blending with the both of you. Mm-hmm.
Next, we have Cherie and Harrison. Any messages from Spirit? Thank you. Capricorn Sun, Libra Moon, Aquarius Rising. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that. We literally got that. These first three cards, Capricorn Sun, and then the Aquarius card.
Right. Oh my God. That's funny.
And the bottom, I'm sorry, yeah, the bottom card right here is the Tower and the Magician and Chariot. So I'm getting that this Sun card is instantly manifesting complete and total success for you, because the Sun card is like the high enlightenment card, and it's definitely talking about you beaming out the full power of your energy and intellect and being in a position to literally, not like overnight success, but literally change your situation overnight now. Like now. I'm getting an urgency with this. Like complete shifting into a whole new world, channeling with Spirit so much more authentically. So congratulations. Indeed.
Okay. So for Sherry and Harrison, immediately I'm picking up on you involved or running. This is like 3 for 3 now, like three successful business women here. And with you, it's like I'm picking up on you opening or running a center. And this center is where women are able to empower themselves. So it's like you're helping them to develop themselves spiritually, where it's not just, okay, let me help you find a job, but like you are helping them to become creative with their own inner powers, and you're helping them with that. And so it's a center. Like I feel you starting, if you haven't started already, you're running a center. It's like a wellness center, but it's in a different way. Okay. So if you're feeling guidance to do that, absolutely, you're on the right path. That's what I'm getting. Is it because this is your own thing that you're running like a business, but you're also having what they call those again, sponsorships with this, like sponsorships.
Endorsement? No.
Are you a hooker? Is that what you mean? No, I'm not talking about being a hooker. Oh my God. Businesswoman, a woman that's running her own business, like it could be anything. Like I picked up on Empress Daisy by the beach, and that other young lady in partnership with a mate. This is a higher sacred soul partner, okay? And then with this woman, I'm picking up on it's more like getting sponsorship through like not charity, but just to be able to run a place to help people to empower themselves. That's what it feels like to me. Yeah. So
So finally, we have Lightworker Enterprises, Nancy Solorio. Nancy says, Sun Virgo, Ascendant Pisces, Moon Leo, is Andrew, 29 degrees Gemini, Moon in Scorpio, my new love interest. Did he break up with the girlfriend? I like his energy, and he likes the cuddle. So Interestingly enough, huh? We do have the Empress and the um Queen of Cups, which is more talking about an individual sense of like abundance, but this might apply to him. And by that, I mean the Eight of Wands, the Hermit, the Four of Pentacles, and the King of Wands, where a new passionate situation opens up kind of instantaneously. As far, so he does have potential to be a new love interest. The Fool card may suggest that he's single right now. I'll pull another card for if he broke up with his girlfriend. So I do see the Four of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the World. That doesn't really tell me that they've broken up, to be honest. But it does seem that with the actually now I got the Five of Cups, so that's really interesting. But the Four of Cups looks like he's deep in contemplation right now, and really kind of seeing where he wants to take things. But what do you pick up?
Okay, what I pick up on is that this person is is a love interest. I feel that the connection or whatever has sparked this to occur is opening doors for her to open up her heart even more to love. Also, I feel like life has been kind of boring for you, and so this guy is creating this adventure energy and excitement for you. His interest is very piqued with you. I do feel that he's still in contact with this other person, so he's not fully ended with that person. So it feels like it's like communication through phone. I feel like maybe if he sees this person, it's like not as much like before. I do feel like there is something from coming from a space of connecting with him more than just a relationship. So when I feel this connectivity between you and this person, that means that there's something that is igniting between the both of you, and it's breaking down pretty quickly. That's what I'm getting. It's breaking down pretty quickly. What I mean breaking down pretty quickly, like old stuff, old energy, uh, new adventure. Mm-hmm.
And so that concludes our show. Thank you once again for staying tuned. Please be very mindful of the fact that this is very much so a transmuting episode. Sharon has drawn the Aquarius moon energy for you all, and I was able to hold space as Gemini. So be very, very, very mindful of how quick your situation experience will change over the next few hours. You are welcome to connect with Sharon. Her channel is in the description box below and her website. And is there any final words you would like to share?
Okay, the final word I would like to say again is remember that we are truly moving greater into our power, and that it entails that anything that presents itself as the opposite or like deep heaviness or pain or anything that feels heavy, that you have what it takes to move through it. Okay, you have what it takes to move through it, and all it takes to is shifting your perception about it. Shift your perception about it, and know that the end result is that you're bringing yourself into a greater aspect of manifestation, and that it must take place through this initiation. And of course, do stay in love. It's very important to stay in love. Staying in love also brings you into your greater power as well, because there is a saying that misery loves company, and therefore you don't have to invite it into your life, because you can feel free to invite yourself someplace else. Of course, I'm not telling you to avoid anything, because whatever you avoid, it's going to follow you wherever you go. Okay, so I hope that you truly, or I'm in gratitude, I'm not going to say hope, I'm in gratitude truly for everything that came through cosmically today. And know that you're doing a great job, no judgment, and that we're all being placed like chess pieces everywhere to what we are manifesting. Okay, just please be your true selves, be your true selves all the time in every way possible. I don't care how funky it may be or weird or that. I love that. Okay, I love that. Love yourselves unconditionally and just allow yourself to connect to this ultimate freedom. If you're on a twin flame path, please remember that you share this energy with that person. So as you speak out to about one person, you're talking about yourself, and know that we are just coming into this greater cosmic element of this union of everything, your gifts, your power, your strength, the finances. Yes, money grows on trees. Who told you it doesn't? Yes, we're wealthy. The wealth begins from being healthy inside, and that everything else that comes afterwards is what's considered to be wealth. Okay, and it is truly a blessing to be here in this day and time, because we're witnesses to this powerful, magnificent quantum leaps and bounds of strength and power and activity. Right?
Woo!
Woo! That's right. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Yep, that's right.
All right. And
So,
with that said, thank you very much once again. And until next time, y'all stay blessed.
be blessed. Peace.